just need to take a moment. I just need to take a moment to chill out. Right?
Well, first of all,
we're
clicking at 160 mode, right? Before that, we were effing and jeffing about your sound card.
We're 4.5 hours late for recording this for a start.
No, let me tell you something.
Because of you.
We're fucking 4 days late. Because of you. With your fucking, my wee fit's dead, Sarah. I can't talk.
Oh, mate, honest to God, man. That was actually, we'll talk about it. Episode 160 is me and Mal. 160 of the HashTag Show podcast coming from the wild.
Mate,
we're having a breakdown live on air. Mal's got no electricity and I'm stuck in a field. In the middle of nowhere. Boodly boodly boo. Mal.
If you could have got something to rhyme with 160, I would think you'd a human dictionary, a rhyming one at that. Hey, what do you know about that? Gibbo.
160.
We should do a full hanging. A full hanging fucking, what is that? Like fucking drama? What
like a musical?
Musical.
When they just start, why don't you pass the salt to me? Mate, I hate shit like that. That's like Les Mis, isn't it?
You never done the washing, you left it your ass last night. How could you leave that there? Look at the fucking place, it's a madden.
The thing is, see, if you're Scottish, it's impossible not to sing like old men. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't sing like old boys. It always gets into that. You can't sing like, pass me the salt, I am hungry. You're like, taking it down to the garden, to bugger your granny's house.
I'll hold you like a bowling ball, darling, my darling. I'll hold you like a bowling ball. It's a 3 ping pong, that's for me. Hey, everyone. I know what you're talking about.
14 men and one wee lassie, and those was running.
Up the back close. They called it a gangbang. Up the back close. Me and my man. Up the back close. Call it a bang bang. Hey, you were up at the back close.
Sticking your cock through a hole in the wall. It's glory hunting with my friend Paul. Episode 160 of the HashTag Show podcast.
World famous.
160, mate. It's not really a what's the word I'm looking for?
I'll tell you, darling. I'll tell
you what. 160, darling. It's not a. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not like an important number, but it is important because. This is 100 episodes as a duo.
Yes. What it takes two to make a thing go right has been running longer than 3 is a magic number.
100 episodes as a duo, mate.
Well, I mean, you know me. We've actually done far more than 100 episodes together.
Yes, we have.
Because there's bonus episodes, live blah, blah, blahs. But hey, what a fantastic milestone. And because I even remember us starting this, way back when, pretty much just before lockdown.
No, it happened. It happened in lockdown, you nugget.
No, but I'm sure we recorded a few episodes just before it all kicked off.
No, we didn't.
Oh, is that right?
No, we didn't. Remember? Because I had remember.
You came to my house. We done them down here, mind?
Did we?
Aye, we done episodes in my new house.
But there was a big gap between. Anyway, when we started, I was like, let's give this Skype a chance. You're like, no way, man. No, look,
I was like, no way chance
deep.
it would work.
100 deep, mate.
Well, I'm a fucking negatorian. I'm just like, no, mate, it's not going to be the same. And I actually prefer it, lass.
I know, but the problem is that you're one of these people where it's like, you're like a Charlie Brown cartoon. Like, no, when he's dead sad and like the wee cloud comes over and rain falls down on him. And then the wee buzz like, whoop, 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 and the wee cloud disappears and he's all happy again. That's you. So you're always on the cusp of, I swear to God, I'm going to murder my family and set this house on fire. And then your pal Big Gibbo comes along. He's like, hey, cheeky mal. And then you're happy again because you weren't up for it. We started doing it and you loved it.
I was like, no, I've only worked, Scott. I've only worked. He's like, listen, trust me, I am your father. And I went, what? And he went, no, wrong film.
Also, it was at the time when we needed, because both of us were fucking on the edge of, you know, heavily depressed. Heavily depressed, mate.
On the edge of reason.
Also, I know that we joke sometimes, and it's nice
for a couple hours of the show.
It's nice when we get depressed. It's nice when we get messy and stuff, but I do think the podcast has helped a lot of people in lockdown. Well,
certainly for the messages that we've had and read, you know, like without going on serious now, I actually, I never gave that much thought until we'd got a few messages of how much that it's helped folk listening through maybe some their own bad times. Aye. And that's great to know, because, you know, it's helping. We've both spoke about it. It's helping both of us. It picks us up.
Aye. And I mean, honestly, like from the bottom of my heart, I genuinely mean this. If you have ever... mate, I can't get enough of it, man. I love the taste it, the feel it in my mouth.
I'd pump a gator bird for the bottom of my heart. But if it was even if it was an alright looking guy.
See if a guy had a fanny, I'd consider it, man. Like, see if you could put a fanny on somebody's back, I'd be like, no way, that's amazing. Aye. Like, make your shoulder blades go like whack, 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 whack. Anyway.
Well, that's what I was saying to my mate the other night there. I mean, it was just dry riding. It technically wasn't gay, but, you know, I was just having a bit of banter.
It's more wrestling, so taekwondo, which Sweetie Clay's on.
It was like frustration wrestling.
Aye. No, I mean.
So anyway, I rudely interrupted you. What was you going to say?
Mate, there was a famous scientist who said...
Oh, you forgot what you were going to say?
No, I know I'm going to say, but on the whole kind of gay wrestling stuff, it's pre-cum's no gay. You know?
What's no gay?
Pre-cum.
Oh, right. Just to be back kind of gels you up.
You know, aye, that's no gay.
Aye,
that's all right.
If you start in the tongues and that's when you know.
You get yourself a big side, you just kind of wiping your pal's leg. That's no gay.
I know.
That's just having a...
Only Fitbit shorts.
Aye, it's like the boys' brigade.
As long as they're no blue.
No.
If it's white Fitbit shorts, you're all right. Nobody knows.
Aye, it's fine for a sock. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
So what I was saying is, if at any point you have listened to any episode of the hashtag show during lockdown, at this moment in time, or during a time in your life when you've struggled, and any one of those episodes has kind of picked you up, made you feel a wee bit better, that is, you know, one of the reasons why we do it. And also, if you have ever, you know, it's helped improve your mood or you've laughed at it, please go to patreon.com/hashtag show and subscribe to a year's membership.
Yeah, far cheaper than any therapist.
Mate, listen, we'll therapize you. Know what I mean? How are you going to go to a mad shrink and be like, here, I want to have sex with my auntie? Just become a hashtag hero and we'll help you out.
All right, the only thing we can really do is give you drugs for free. You know, a couple of emails and we can maybe sell you some stuff. But listen, yeah, you know.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. We'll sort you out, man. Know what I mean?
The last time I asked my doctor for some...
Doctor,
it was, I don't know where my head was at the time, but I was having a really bad time.
Up your ass?
Aye, really bad time flying. And I said to him, I said, look, I'm really struggling with flying. Can you know?
He's like, stand on that worktop. Stand on that worktop, jump up. You've got to flap your wings harder, Mallorca.
I was like, these two bits of cardboard, I'm not going to act as wing doctors. Mate, it's not going to cut it. I'm not jumping for this roof.
You know how, like, every time, well, I don't know about you, right? But see, like, when I used to go to the GPs, like when I was younger and that, they would never look at you until you were in because they were just seeing so many people. Mm. So they used to come out and they had, like, our doctor surgery in Renfrew was like one big, massive, long corridor, right? And then it has like split into 3 different waiting areas. So you would sit in the green zone, right, or whatever fucking zone it was, right, in the Albert's wing, waiting to get
named after a street or something, wasn't it?
Waiting to get called in, right? And then the doctor would have like a kind of wee alcove bit and it had 2 doors, so you either went left or right to whatever doctor. So they would just kind of stand in that wee alcove bit and shout your name, but they would just be like holding a bit of paper. So they would come out and go, Scott Gibson, and then walk back in, and then you would come in and be like, sit down, and they're on the computer. So they don't actually look at you until they turn around and go, right, so you know what's this? Imagine if you were in like a bird costume, then just sat down. He's like, right, okay, my Lord, what's
it?
I'm having problems flying, doctor.
I like Big Bird at Sesame Street. Just walked in.
Aye.
Tell you what it is, right? I may look like a fucking unit, but I just can't take off, Doc. What you got for that?
It's the landing, doctor. The landing's the problem. I think it's my knees. Take off flight 2 hours, not a problem. I'm like, what? But it's the landing. Is it diabetes?
A couple of wee flaps of your wings.
What do you reckon, Doc?
Mate, I'm convinced that my foot was diabetes. Convinced.
Oh, don't say that, because I was talking to a guy last night who's fucking, check this out. This is his exact words to his, right? So I've not seen him in a couple of years. I'd sent him a message.
Yep.
And he phoned me. And it's one of the ones he phoned me while I was driving, so I couldn't really speak to him.
Are you in a Tesla, mate? Just stick your autopilot on.
Well, I should have. I was in my wife's Mini, fucking, and it was really loud. Anyway, so I was like, "Fuck, see, mate, how you?" I said, "You must be making a fortune," because he's a tradesman. Must be making a fortune during the fucking lockdown. He goes, "I'm fucked." He goes, "I was in the hospital with diabetes 3 weeks. They never treated the diabetes, right?" And he said, "I lost a rag." He ended up getting discharged because he was fucking going nuts at the hospital staff.
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, back temper." And he goes, "I wasn't meant to work. My leg was gouging, blah, blah." He goes, really, really bad leg pains. It was getting worse and worse. They were trying to treat it. He goes, "I ended up trying to lay a laminate floor, and I stopped when my leg fell off at the ankle."
What do you mean it fell off?
What I went. I said, "What?
What do you mean it fell off?"
Fell off. He goes, "I'll show you pictures." And I went, like, "No, it's all right." He's fucking.
What do you mean his leg fell off?
His foot fell off.
Wow, shut up. So you're telling me
that's what it says, right?
His foot just fell off.
Aye, obviously he's in severe pain, and this has been going on for ages and ages.
No,
and he tried to get a fucking laminate flare.
What is he, like a fucking snake? Just shedding a foot?
I was like, "Les, you need to cut the wood, no your fucking ankle, woman."
So is there no blood? His foot just fell off?
Aye, fucking fell off.
You're full of fucking nonsense.
I didn't know what he was like. "I'll send you the pictures. You'll not believe it." And I went, "You're all right, don't bother." Anyway, but he's in a right bad way. And then he's now fucking lost the sight in his eyes because it's went, is it glaucoma or something?
Aye.
Through his diabetes. So if it is, get it sorted out. Look,
Mate,
I've got a finger out now.
It isn't, but I'd made the problem of Googling what was wrong with me, and there was just fucking all sorts of nonsense coming.
I'd never do that, man.
Because I mean, when I went to the doctors, he says to me, so the guy looked to me, right, and he was like, it was overly camp, the gentleman, you know.
You always kind of find that one out of every. I'd say one in every. I was going to say possibly 3, but I'd say as much as 1 in every 2 doctors are definitely fucking camp on a row set of tents.
But I like I like a camp doctor because I feel like it's a bit I feel like
more friendly,
it's motherly, and also I feel like but I feel like a camp doctor's going to have more banter with me than an old nurse.
He's want to bum you. He's obviously greedy. He's keeping his options open.
I don't listen if it gets me. But he was like,
"Can you touch your toes?"
He says, "Can I ask you? I take it you've Googled your symptoms?" And I says, "I have, doctor." And he went, "And what do you think it is?" I went, "It's either gout or diabetes." And he went, "Well, I can assure
or a
you
hunger for cock."
It's not. I'm absolutely ganting for the bobby. He says, "I can assure you it's neither." And I was like, "Okay, tickety-boo."
I'm cured, doc, or what?
But I still don't know what it is, mate.
At night and I dream of bell ends.
I go to sleep and dream of cock.
It's like the mushrooms out of Super Mario.
I'm seeing bell ends. What can I take to stop these dreams? All
Doctor,
the penises are me.
I'm a bit sure what it is, Doc, right? I'm a bit shy of showing you mine, but could you show me yours and I'll tell you if mine's looks kind of similar?
Mate, see when I went to get my x-ray, the guy had to go away and went, "I'm going to have to get a bigger plate, mate. Your feet are too big for the plate." I went, "That's what she said."
Just like, we know what to say about guys with big feet then, Chico.
Tiny cocks. And then when he came in, he's like, Can you put your foot flat and then bend your knee just to kind of perpendicular? And I went, "No, I can't." And he went, "Sorry." I went, "Mate, are you honestly asking me if I can put my foot flat and then bend my knee flat against it?" I went, "Mate, what do you think I don't do yoga. I'm fucking 22 stone."
Then look over your shoulder and go like that and growl at me.
Aye, yeah. And then when you hear the beeps, if you could just bark and fart the national anthem.
Now, look over your left shoulder while you're doing that and just
spit at me. Just do a few.
Do you know what? I felt like I felt like a pure dick when I was getting the X-ray, and I wanted to see when I came outside. I was like, fucking like, why should I be made to feel as if I'm saying something stupid? See, when I was young, like and early teens.
Yeah, about five.
No, in
6 years
fact,
ago.
I wasn't, because I wasn't even at high school yet. I think I was 11. I basically went and get 7 teeth taken out at one time, right?
What?
Mate, this is why I'm terrified of dentists. I basically get put to sleep, and then because I was a child, but because I was a fucking grown man and I was a child in a grown man's body, right? I was 11 years of age, but I was the same height as I am now. I was about 15 stone. I was a fucking monster of a child. So they've given me the dose for a child, and I woke up while they were still taking out the last 2 teeth. So I remember waking up in this fucking dental surgery, all these doctors from me, blood all over me, fucking, and then they'll just hold me down in the bed, put me back to sleep. So since then, dentists can fuck off as far as I'm concerned. But I had to go to the hospital to get an X-ray done on my jaw so they could see all the teeth.
Did you have too many teeth?
It was basically all my adult teeth, for some reason, had started to come through years before they should have. So they had to take baby teeth out to let my actual teeth come through, right? So see, when I went to get the X-ray, I had to put like a big fucking almost armor suit. Hang on, I had to put a big fucking like a vest, like a weighted vest.
Yeah.
And then this huge X-ray machine came down, going around my head, right? So when I went to get this X-ray in my foot, I says to guys like, "Do I need to put something on?" I says, "I remember the last time years ago I had to wear like a kind of vest thing," and the guy behind the screen just went, "No, the the technology's improved since then. If you can just sit back." And I went, "Don't talk to me like I'm a fucking dick, as if we're all up to date on the way that radiology works."
He's just a smug cunt, isn't he? Like, you know.
But also, see the thing with people like that, I think that they've got the. I think, see, if you're not a nurse or a doctor, I think that you're a bit of a cunt because people don't think you do anything, and that, I think that annoys them. Like, see, to me, when I go and see a radiologist, you could be the same as the guy pushing the bodies about. I don't know that you've had to study for years and years to be.
I'm not fucking interested.
No, I don't care. You just fucking put the hang down, push a button, off you pop. Do you know what I mean? No, the technology's advanced. I was like, mate, fucking, you're lucky I'm limping and I'd fucking roundhouse you right in your face, mate.
I'll take my fucking bad foot off and hit you with it.
But the foot's back to normal. But I need to go to the GP, man, because I'm no accept. This is the exact same thing happened when my brain exploded. After I had the consultations after it, so I had to go and do the consultation every month for 6 months, and then every 3 months for another year. And every single time I went back, they just kept saying to me, "We don't know why this has happened. We just know that everything's fixed. There's no other problems. Don't worry about it." And I was just, I was like, "That's cool. No worries. Fine. Don't worry." And I remember my mum was like, "No, you need to find out why this has happened." And I was saying to her, "Mum, it's fine. I'm totally healthy now. They says there's no problems." And I just left it. But mate, I'm getting old, man. And I can't leave this now. So see, when things like that start happening to your body, I need to find out what's going on. So I need to get blood tests done.
I think that's but that's genuinely what happens as you get older. Every week, fucking back pain, cough, or whatever, your mind just goes into fucking hyperspeed because you go, "Oh, here we go."
I know, but
and it's just something that it's always going to be there until you finally die.
But mate, I'm not talking that. I'm talking literally went in my bed on one night, woke up the next day, and my foot was like a fucking old woman's foot. Couldn't put weight on it. Couldn't do nothing.
Circulation,
mate, that lasted for a week, and then it
what
just
about circulation. Could you get up, walk about on it, and did it ease off?
No, mate.
There's no
honestly,
point. You never get medical advice for the internet or your mates. So
no, but also I feel as though I don't even get medical advice anymore for the fucking hospital.
Aye, because they just go on their special Google, don't they?
No, but they're all like that. The NHS is under so much pressure. Is it? Aye. Well, Goni, some can't tell me what's wrong with me. Oh no.
Just go like that. I've got COVID
I said to the guy
in the
hospital. I said to the guy in the hospital, "Well, you take some bloods," and he went, "We can't take bloods here. You need to go to the GP for that." I went, "Mate, this is a hospital. What are you talking about? You can't take bloods. I'm at the top of the tree. I can't go any higher than a hospital."
They want you out.
No, I want. Do you know what? I'm honestly thinking about
private health service.
Aye, for my birthday, like buying myself private healthcare as a wee treat.
Just to look after yourself that extra mile.
Just because even when I went to the fucking, like when I was at the hospital, the guy went, "Would you like some painkillers?" I went, "Mate, I'm annoyed that you're even asking me. Of course I want painkillers. Even if I'm not in here for pain, I want pain. I'm leaving with something."
If I just walking by.
And the guy went like to me, "I'll give you enough for a week." I went, "No, let's just give it a month just in case."
He went,
"A month?" And I went, "Yeah." I says, "I'm in a lot of pain. I wasn't in any pain. I just couldn't walk." And he went, "Right, okay." And then came back with 30 codeine. I was like, at the very, like, you should be able to walk into the fucking NHS and just, you know, when you used to go to like university, well, obviously not you, but you know, when you are young and you go like, doing the Masons and there's just a big bowl of Johnnies, you should be able to walk into a hospital and there's just a big fucking bowl of codeine. Just take handfuls of painkillers.
I mind my dentist used to have the wee travel tester packs of toothpaste, and I used to just grab hundreds of them because they were great for actually travelling. But then he stopped it, and I'm a bit disappointed about that.
That's where your tax dollar goes. You should be able to walk into any hospital and go, "Hi, codeine," and they just hand over a sleeve,
Johnny's, and a couple of syringes,
and fucking a couple of 200
give me
ml
the paper. Give me the paper. Fucking hangs with your ass hanging out the back.
The wee goonies. Anyway, so God knows, my foot's going far. Maybe my foot will fall off and all.
And bizarrely, but Scott, you've been doing probably more walking than you've done in the last while. You know, maybe the last year or you've been doing a power walking, haven't you, through the day and that?
Wow. Guess where I was the other day?
Edinburgh.
No. God's country, mate.
Yes, sure.
Saltcoats in Ardrossan.
Wow.
Mate.
That is God's country. What was you? That's a fucking jaunt. You could have fucking popped in and seen me.
Mate, I tell you, I thought I knew poverty. Good Lord. There has to be a
Can
direct...
you tell me whereabouts in said towns as well? I'll know.
I can't remember any of the places, no. But I mean, I was
in the centre, or the alleged city centre, like the street.
In Saltcoats, I was right in I was on the high street.
Next to the water.
Next to the rugby club, next to the school, next to some place that just says curry, which I think is a curry restaurant.
Must be new.
No, it doesn't look new, it looks old. But I was right next to the rugby club in Ardrossan.
Ardrossan, sir.
And then up Saltcoats, up by, it was just like, I don't know where I was exactly because I can't remember the name, but I remember getting out the van and just being surrounded by Union Jacks. Surrounded.
And, you know, the air was fresh and clean.
No, I even went down one street and they had like fucking bunting up on the... somebody had a big massive...
They don't hang about for the 12.
Somebody had a big massive 55 handwritten banner on their fence. And I was like, what the actual fuck is going on?
Santa on a ranger strip.
There must be a correlation between the amount of Union Jacks on your street and the level of poverty that you exist within. There has to be. But I was in God's country, so I'll be swinging.
I just like to say, there's Catholics doing that way. I know a big Celtic fucking contingency. Because I'm actually going to my mates tomorrow, and I can't want the only proddy in the fucking gang.
Hold on a minute.
Back in the day.
I never said anything about Rangers or Protestants because there's Union Jacks. I just said Union Jacks. You jumped to that conclusion. It could be Unionists.
Maybe foreigners that quite like the pattern.
One of them had a massive Union Jack, right? And it said Scotland across the middle of it, and it was draped. Scotland, and it was draped out of the top floor bedroom windows, like right across the front of the house. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
The best one is when they do an old bed sheet and they put a message in it and just tie that to the railings.
Happy birthday, happy 60th, Margaret.
I bet it's not even necessarily a birthday thing. It'll just be like fucking Big Rab's a cunt or something like that. Pedo Rab or something. Just
it's when somebody's got a long name. And so, like, the first letter starts off massive, and then when it gets to the end, it's got a tiny wee letter because they've ran out of space.
And it goes round in a corner.
They can't even fit it on. I was doing your way, mate.
You could have popped in the way up the road. But what was I going to say? Hey, right, listen, moving swiftly on to business. February 6th, hashtag live. It's fucking on like Donkey Kong. We're allowed back out.
Sturgeon can't stop us. She'll try again in the future, but this time she can't stop us, man.
No stopping us now. We're on the move. And I've also, I'm sure you've got as well, I've got the 1994 on the 29th of January, which is a week in Saturday.
Oh, 29th of January as well. I'm in Greenock.
There you go. That I'm sure you've been advertising that gig for longer than me, which is I started advertising mine just.
I started last week.
There you go. And
Mate,
that's the limbo we're in, but
no, dude, because I was the same because I was meant to have one on the 17th. This, in fact, coming up in a couple of days. Oh no, a couple of days gone, and it was fucking postponed because of Sturgeon, and I didn't even know if the 29th was going to happen. And then they messaged me the other day and went, right, it can go ahead. So now I've started fucking punting it, and I don't even know what's happening.
Fingers crossed we get a turn, man. Fingers crossed we get a turn. But the good thing about it is going back to hashtag live, just to get out and get a bit. That's what I'm wanting. I'm really missing a good. I'm kind of worried I'm going to do it on Sunday and rip the arse out it. I'm missing a good wee day out on a wee bevy.
I know.
Did you see? Right, so if you've not got a ticket, get a ticket, right?
Hashtag show.co.uk for the tickets and or see tickets. Search the hashtag show.
Join us. We need you there. We need you there.
We do.
We need you. What was I going to say? Hey, I've got a wee message from Jamie McCallum, writes into our Patreon and he says, how's it going, lads? Hope you are well. I was wondering if you still do a shout out for small business. I'm a mobile mechanic covering Ayrshire and surrounding areas.
God's country.
He's got 16 years experience.
Hold on. Whoa. 60?
16. 16,
right. I was going to say.
Jamie's got 16 years experience under his belt. Big tool belt.
He's an old
and
mechanic.
He says, I'm being mobile. I can come wherever suits and carry out the work. And if any hashtag heroes or heroines need any work done on their car, please get in touch on Facebook or Instagram, McCallum's Motor Care. If you're a hero or heroine, you will receive a 15% discount on parts and labour.
$16.90 call it charge.
Yeah, no job too big or small.
Love it.
And it just puts a wee ending, council scumbags or gusset sniffing cunts. Cheers, lads. Stay classy. So, he's a hero and he's offering every other hero a 15% discount. And that's contact Jamie McCallum on his Facebook page, which is, let me try and find that again. What did I say it was? Facebook or Instagram, McCallum's Motor Care.
McCallum's Motor Care. There you go.
And bizarrely, I would have fucking got in touch with Jamie just the other day there because the missus went like, I'll take your motor if you could just take mine, right? They bother hen. Took it to the garage, flat as a witch's tit, right? A total lot of stuff, some short the tyre.
Oh, the
tyre. Boom, right? And I went, oh. So I went, hey, Binny's will get the wee fucking wee shitey spare, right? Try to get that out. It's fucking rusted. Managed to get it out. I was going, yeah. I actually gave up. Basil faulted in the motor, right? And then I went, one last try. I got the spare free. And that was fucking deed and all.
Oh.
So I phoned my wee mate, who's the local mechanic. I said, mate, do you have any spares? I was got to buy a spare. And he went, no, but just drive it and I'll fix it. And I went, that's funny. I fucking no got a motor or I would. And he was like, oh, right. Because he thought I'd do motors. I did have 2 motors, but the life was the main one. So what I had to do, took the wheel off, right? Then took the spare off. And then I had to wait for her coming back after her wee days jollying. Then take the 2 motors out of him. He fixed it. Then I drove them back, fitted them. I felt like a mechanic, man, but I hated doing it all. So I've got big up respect for the mechanic brothers and sisters out there.
Mate, you need to get yourself, because it's odd, because I had a flat tyre on the motor the other day, and I got a wee, like a wee air compressor thing you plug into the motor, and it blows your tyres up. Right, and it was like £7 out of Halfords, right? In fact, I remember buying it when I bought screen wash, because the screen wash was £3, and that was 7. And it was like reduced fucking, must go. And I went, I'll get it. It'll be shite, but I'll get it. Tenner, there you go. And I remember I'm looking at it going, this couldn't blow up a Fitbit, let alone a tyre. Mate, plugged it in, turned it on. 20 minutes later, the tyre from flat, fully inflated. Could you believe it, man?
Beautiful. I remember once.
I tell you what, see the boys in China, man, they make a good compressor, mate.
I remember once I had something, and I don't even know who. Anyway, I was in a motor, and it was one of the things you plug into the fucking fag lighter, and then You put it, hello.
Hello. Imagine every time you put something in the cigarette lighter, and I went, hello. And like disco lights came on the motor.
So I plugged into that, and it was basically a wee element that you put in a cup, and it made you heat up your water, and made you a cup of tea. And it took about fucking 4 weeks to heat up the water to it was like half warm enough to drink it.
Mate, that should be a feature in the Teslas.
You could basically
a
have
cigarette lighter or a fag lighter. I'll try the fag lighter, please. Hello, oh my god, charging your phone.
You can load any sound into the horn, which is fucking dynamite.
You need to load like somebody having an orgasm or something like that.
No, I do the fart sounds.
I know,
so you see, like,
the fart sounds was good. Like when you showed it to me. But then see when you had it as like the indicators after about the third time, it's not funny anymore. Nah, it's just annoying now.
Same with the sleigh bells. Every time you done the indicator, I had it to sleigh bells, and I thought that's fucking annoying after about 3 seconds.
You see some guy get caught watching porn on a Tesla in a fucking traffic jam in London.
I've seen a picture of that. Beautiful, man. I was wondering how we could get internet access while he's driving.
Silly boy. Through his phone, mate. It's on the Bluetooth.
All right.
What was I going to say there? So when I had the flat tire, I had to go and put new tires in the motor. And see when I went the boy, I says, I'm looking for tires, mate. And he went, is it just budget? And I went, yes. Like, I mean,
cheap. Give me them.
I've walked in here clearly in my fucking pajamas. I'm going to go and say, no, do you know what? He's fucking the ones the Formula One team use.
I give it a good years.
See, anybody that goes to get tires and doesn't get budgets, who the fuck do they think they are? Like, who
Nigel
the fuck?
Manson.
I says to the guy, I went, how much are the budgets? And he went, says it was like 78 quid. Right? I can't really remember because I got a deal. And I was like, is there a deal for 4? Like, buy one, get one free. And he went, I'll see what I can. You'll buy one, you get the one free. I went, he says, I'll see what I can do for you. There's usually a deal if you buy 4. So I says, what's the next one up for budgets? And he said this name to me. And I went, what's the difference in them? And he went, the price. I went, very funny, Cunto. I mean, is there any difference? Like, surely a tire is a tire.
No, I'm sure there is differences in tire. I mean, I think it was.
One's got a fucking name.
I went to a BMW garage to get new tires, right? And it's one of the ones where I'm doing it more and more as I get older. They tell you the price, and I just go, fuck off. I can't control it because you're just like, what? And it was like they daft run flat tires. So I had fucked them. And they go, no, you're not meant to just get one tire, meant to get 2 or something. And I went, how much are they like or something? And the guy's like, I'll get you the prices now. And I hate the guys who go, no, that one.
Well, I'm an adult. I can stand in silence for 30 seconds.
And then he's went, fuck, whatever they were. And I just went, fuck off. And then they kind of look at you sheepishly like, okay, we've got a live one here. I better watch my next words. And no, I refuse to pay it.
Mate, that's like saying we had all the fucking carry on with her Mini. And then it got to the point when I was walking at that Mini dealership, the wee guy wouldn't come out and fucking talk to me because he was fucking shitting himself.
So that was a big guy for Sons of Anarchy that was going to fucking wreck me.
Mate, that was the last time I went in, and I says we've got a flat tire. And he went like, we can replace the tire, but that's not covered. And I went, oh, very good. I says, exactly what is covered under this extra thing that she's paying for?
The fag lighter.
And he's like, he says, well, mate, if you want to charge your dildo with that fag lighter, that's going to cost you. He was saying things like paint and the alloys are covered. No, so I says, well, if the paint's covered, I says, why don't we get it in for a respray? And he's like, what? I says, if you're telling me the paint is covered, I says, the car's 2 years old now, so let's get it in and respray it, getting it looking really good. And he went, no, it's for things like chips. And then I just went to the guy.
You just go, that's full of chips, mate. Fucking sort it out.
I says, mate, I have chips every fucking Tuesday. I says, mate, I'm pulling your leg here. I says, I'm just trying to say, I feel as if I'm just pulling your plunger, mate. I just feel as if the stuff that we're paying for isn't really worth it. He was like, oh no, Mr. Gibson, it is worth it. He said, the wheels are covered. I went, you're telling me the tires aren't? And then he went like this, yeah, but the tire isn't the wheel. I went, what are you talking about? So this went back and forward, right? It was 115 quid for the tire from Mini. And he's given, it's the same tire. It's the Pirelli Fusion #437, one of the greatest, made from 100% organic hemp rubber. And I was like, you know what, mate? This is a quick fit down the road. Leave it with me. And he went, I can assure you, you won't get a better deal at Quick Fit. So, like you, I'm just not wanting to pay it. Drove down to Quick Fit. Says to the guy, I went, listen, I'm in that Mini garage. He's charged me 115 quid for that tire. And he went, that's a pretty good price, by the way. And I said, see if you can do it for 114. I says, I'd rather get it here because I just don't want to go back and give him the money. And he went, leave it with me. Went away, someone came back and he went, I can do it for 112. I went, sold. Put it
Beautiful.
on. And then went back down it and he went, oh, you got the tan? I went, yeah, I got it quick fit. And he went, can I ask how much you paid? And I just says, let's just say I never paid as much as you wanted. And left it at that. But they just take the fucking piss.
Mind games. Hey, Quick Fit and is it Budget are the same fucking place apparently. Because I used to go, well, fucking good. Because there's one who pays like right across the road for the other, but strategically they own both. So they don't care what one you go to because they've got you.
And also, do you know what I found the other day as well?
Fucking fools.
Peter Vardy, it's owned by Arnold Clark. The new one that's called Cars, it's owned by Arnold Clark as well. So they just
brilliant. So it's the same fucking thing. You're in competition with yourself.
It's like when you used to be able to say, I'll just go across there and speak to him. No, they'll just go, fine, fuck off.
No, they do.
And then all he does is he runs round the back, puts a different tyre and goes, all right, cunto, guess what? It's fucking me again. Same guy.
Studs there a wee tash. No, but I think they go like that, right? See next week, you can knock 20 quid off your motors, right?
Aye.
And you'll be the good guy.
Mate, I just really want... I'm sick of the news, right? I'm starting to do a mile. Every time I turn on the news, it's the same shit. I'm even watching fucking France 24 to try and get a different bit of news. I just need Russia to take the Ukraine and I need China to take Taiwan because the price of stuff is ridiculous. We need to start making computer chips again and get the world fucking spinning. That's why people are, you know, did you see this thing in the news where there's a guy who's buying secondhand cars, valeting them, and then reselling them back to the dealership and making like $3-4 grand a time on the fucking car?
Solely on valeting them?
Mate, because he's making them look spick and span and selling it back because nobody's making cars. So the boy's a retired mechanic. He's buying all these motors up, right? Then little bits, some no much, like fucking changing a spark plug, resetting the fag lighter, making them look spick and span, doing a wee bit of detailing, and then selling it back to second-hand car dealerships and making like $3-4-5 grand at a time on them.
I'll fucking tell you one better than that. See, years ago, my mate Eddie, right? I was in a band with him, right? It was called Bikini State, right? Never worked out, but it was great music.
Loved the
very
music.
Talented musician, right?
Loved
very
it.
talented. He was a very talented guy, right? Great singer, great guitarist, bass player, drummer. He's multifaceted. Anyway, he fucked off out of America, and he's one of these cunts that can just fucking turn a coin, right? So I hadn't spoke to him other than drunken fucking rants to each other on the interweb. And so once we had a kind of phone call catch up, and he was telling us that so his bud's American, so that's how he moved earlier, right?
Right.
And he goes, I wasn't really doing it because he runs a studio here, and he goes, I was just spending studio money, and that I go. He goes, I had to hanky a way to get money in. So know what the cunt ended up doing? See like all the fucking Starsky and Hutch motors and stuff like that.
Selling his farts in a jar.
Pretty much. See all the Starsky and Hutch motors, you see all the cool American motors that you'd maybe have the wee Matchbox toys with?
Yep.
He would just buy them for buttons, and then he had like 2 Mexican mechanics, hired them to fix them up, and then he was selling them, and then he ended up exporting them to Europe and the UK. The cunt is now, he told me he's now fucking a millionaire.
For that alone, I bet you.
If you're that fucking rich, how you know flying with you cunt? Anyway, there you go. And at the time, he couldn't even fucking drive.
Mate, that's really funny. Weird you're saying that. See, when I went to the shops this afternoon, there's a fucking one of the flatbed lorries with 5 of the American motors on the back of it.
It's probably that cunt.
And I'm watching it going, oh, I wonder where that's going, man. I'd have the one at the front, baby. That's a beautiful motor.
You just see them in the films and the movies and you go, they're belters. I see them. I don't know enough about motors, but every time you see one of the big American motors, you're like, I'd love to drive with one horn or the other seat with a bird in it, and then
big black lassie next to it. Yeah, put that in your mouth.
Park somewhere like car park in the sky and just be like pumping on night for at least 5 minutes.
You want to go to In-N-Out burger, and then I'll go in and out of your burger. You want to do that for a while?
Your burger lips. I'll give you the mail.
I'll give you the secret sauce. I'll give you the secret sauce.
Let's pretend my tongue's a salad. It's a big lettuce leaf.
No, when you're driving, Franco, no, like this. You shut your movement, fucking.
Yeah, watch me wanking while I'm driving the motor.
Right, listen.
Stop, you've got it 73 miles an hour, you'll kill the fairies. I'm just about to come.
Tie your ponytail around the steering wheel, right? And then you go back and forward it'll keep us in a straight line, okay? Here's what I'm going to do, right? Just sitting with your bird and watch that. I don't want to do anything stupid. No, I want to try something new tonight, hen. I want to try a Singapore sling. What's that? Right, so we're going to get up to 44 mile an hour, right? I'm going to climb out onto the roof and then put my cock through the sunroof, and then you're gonna milk me like a fucking cow, right? And then just as I come, you're going to catch it and sling it out the window, right? A Singapore sling. Okay, no.
You're going to hit the brakes and I'm going to shoot right like Superman.
You've got to keep it 44. Don't go above 44.
You got horse box for?
Right, well, I'll tell you what it is, right? I couldn't afford a caravan, right? Now, right, the do some heavy pumping in the back of that horse.
Heavy ride, man.
Anywhere, anyway, anywhere.
Farmer says to me, 2 horses gone fucking Tonto in that. Not a dent on it, right? I'm going to tie you up like crucifixion and fucking rattle you, man.
Don't need a mat. There's plenty of hay in the back of that cunt.
Aye, exactly. And then we just rake it all out, hose it down. That's perfect.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
I just got to buy a horse box off a farm. He's like, you're going to turn it into like a mobile food truck. I'm going to take this up car park in the sky and rattle birds on it.
I'm going to fit a disco ball in it, if you must know. I'm going to do a power pumping in it up the car park in the sky, mate. Is this flame-proof? Is this flame-proof?
How much would it be if I had a pressure washer on the back of this?
No, I take it to customize. The guy's like, oh yeah, great, yeah, he's converting that horse box into like a 2-bed camper. No, mate, what it is, right? I just want you to fucking deck out inside, bin bags on the walls, up the ceiling, everything, so I can power wash all my cum out it.
I'm wanting it all covered in PVC, floor to ceiling. You know, like vinyl flooring you get in like a council kitchen. I want that everywhere, mate. Right, and then two big honors right there and 2 feet stirrups at the bottom just to get a good purchase on it. That's what I'm looking for, mate. So I want the whole horse box shake, my man.
I want it looking like a foreign toilet without the hole in the bottom. You know, the ski jump things.
Mate, you know the gymnastic horses you used to get in PE when you were wee? Just one of them bolted to the flare. That's the only thing that's in it.
And just glory holes all the way around
it. But the glory
so
holes
you can actually be in the horse box and just stick your coke out and pull up at a parking.
But you'd have all the glory holes either a couple inches too high or a couple inches too low, so you've got to go to squat or be on your tiptoes, just so it's never comfortable.
See the other side of it. It just be like painting our faces with the glory hole with the nose. So it's like a guy's face like that.
And
the
clown's
big
mouth.
smoke.
Clown's mouth like that. just
like,
Hannah's a
you
genetic
full
cranky.
mates like that. Wee dogs running up.
Oh, good times,
I've
man.
got
Good times.
A dog. Aye, good times, man. You can't. I mean,
I was going to say something with you.
We've still got the Celebrity Square Go today.
I'm also looking at
this is the big 160. We've got questions.
No, I'm just looking back at the post report saying recording 160. A wee golden nugget was the banter around the big fuck off explosion in Beirut. Oh, this is when we asked for highlights back from previous shows. Mate, so this is from, let me just read this. For Stephen Barton on Facebook, you had put up saying that recording episode 160, post your questions, favourite bits, shout outs below. Stephen Barton said a wee golden nugget was the banter around the big fuck off explosion in Beirut. Not a funny situation at all, but you've made it funny. I've been working 12 hours and I deserve a cigarette break. Don't like that. Boom. Hope everyone was okay. Stephen, that is one of my, there's a couple of ones, right? The obviously the Ned's in space, the Ned's in Amsterdam. No, I'm just thinking, but see that Beirut episode, and again, see, because neither of us can remember, because we don't. I know that this will come to a shock. We don't
spend our days listening to our own shows.
No, I mean, we don't have meetings before it. We just literally press record and start talking. So none of this is planned. So that's how when we find these bits of joy, it's glorious, because it's not like we single, right, let's discuss the explosion in Beirut. That is one of my favorite episodes. Mate, that is one of my all-time favorite episodes. I can't remember what episode it is, but if I ever stumble across it and I listen to that bit, to this day I am in tears listening to it.
It's all started with an explosion and then we were kidding on me with the workers in there or something.
Like, because you were pretending that some guys came out of the factory smoking a fire, like, don't light that. And then it just went on and on for there, or a firework display or something. But it's because it was such an atrocity. I was howling at that, man. Absolutely howling.
Tell you, I liked the part that we were doing the fucking, even the other week there when it was the pedo cave fucking diver guys. That was just because I was actually fucking at a low end, and that really tickled me pink, man. To the point where I watched the fucking documentary, like I was saying after it, and I was just having a wee chuckle to myself.
It was when people messaged me after saying that they kept getting shouted at after misses because they kept busting out laughing. She's like, "What are you laughing at?" And then they couldn't tell her that he'd listened to the show because it would ruin the documentary for her. But that would be a great sketch, man. Just like I was thinking this the other day, so I started to write down some of the characters that we have created over the years. I want to show there. I want to do something with your wee pedo guy. I want to do something with that, man. I just kept thinking. Well, it just happens to be in holiday in Thailand, and he's heard the 13 Wayne stranded in a cave. I also just like the idea that right deep up the cave. Nobody can get to them. Aye. I just need to swim there. 2.5 hours to get to me. And it's going to be August until the wild gets back. But what will we do? Well, is this wee boy all alone? No, there's actually 14 of them. There's 14 of them, boy. I'll leave them on her. All right, there's 2 coaches with them. They're dead. But they're 15. No, the coach is 24. But he's Thai, isn't he? So 24-year-old Thai man is like a 15-year-old white boy, you know what I mean? See the thing with that he's 24-year-old, but he's only 4'9". That'll do. I was even laughing at myself as God bless him, man, when they fucking they find the wings. They're all like that. Yeah. Mate, did you see that? I know we don't want to keep going over stuff, but now that you watched it, see the bit when he was laughing. Big cheeses. See the bit when the guys laugh filming, right? So the one at the back's going, "Tell that fucking cunt we've no eaten for 5 days." And he's like, "Right, everybody say thank you Australia, thank you Japan, thank you Tokyo," and they're all that. "Thank you all chocolate." He's like, "Fucking somebody give me food." Get a fag! Imagine that. Here's your ration packs. Mate. Any of you cunts get 20 Mayfair. They all get excited when they tell everybody cheers and all that. I just be like, "You get a bit of chocolate, at least you're fucking cunt." Jesus Christ, I've been here for fucking, what is it, 15 days ago there? Mate, I'd chew the cheese off your nut, for God's sake. I'm starving, my man. I fucking spent 15 days in the Man United tapping a pair of fucking flip-flops. Give me something to eat. Mate, imagine they actually surfaced and they're all just sitting like perched on the edge of the rock, just smoking a fucking every one of them 12-year-olds. Making Nike Sannies. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. Imagine that, man. And then he just got me sweatshop. Imagine he, oh fuck me. Imagine he, I can't. Oh, imagine that guy just surfaced out of nowhere. You know that. I can't believe we found you, right? Say hello to Australia, say hello to America, and then he just bobs up with the fucking mad glasses. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. You want it, my DVD? Very good, very nice. They're like, couldn't even get an oxygen tank. Very good, very nice. Oh. Oh, the hats and the sunglasses and his head. Mate, it just keeps coming. It's coming out the water for ages. Just pure rising up. That's about fucking 50 feet tall. Oh, How the fuck did you get under the cave? Very good, very nice. That's reminded me of the bit where you when we were talking about Tiger King, remember? You're like, I really miss those tigers. that's I can never losing my fucking mind at that, man. I really love those tigers.
With the bird, is it a guy? It was a guy or a woman?
It's a woman, aye.
Get the fucking hood mold off.
Stephen Barton, mate, great shout. The Beirut one is one of my favourites, but the chat for the last episode for the pedo cave. Somebody else also had mentioned the I don't know how we got on it or what the context was, but the guy in the dick well. A well full of dicks. I don't even know what that was, but that was somebody's favourite bit as well. David
you
Boris.
had to get them hard. You had to get them hard to climb up.
And keep it hard. And keep them erect so you can get out.
Wanking off things with your feet and all that. George, please don't go soft on me.
I don't even remember. If you're just backing your way up.
It's licking him.
Scalp them. Just scalp them. I don't even remember what that was about. Favourite has to. This is.
I think if anybody's got favourites, they need to fucking post what episode it is because it's murder trying to find anything.
I know.
Even when I'm trying to do the kind of best of fucking clips.
Kenny Bridges says favourite has to be Houston chat, Pope in Paradise. I love the Pope in Paradise. The pedo chat bit. Every show has been stitches. To be fair. Questions: where do you see the show in 5 years? Can we have more? This is what I was talking about. Jim McMillan. Jimmy said, can we have more child humour episodes like The Wall Full of Dicks that you need to wank off to get out, or Pumping Pets at the Pet Store?
Aye, that's right. This animal pussy's mine. Skull out with a fucking sign. Closed.
Open the cage. This animal pussy's mine. Oh my God. Ned's in Space, Houston, Comedy World. Right, Laura Derrick, hashtag heroine. She's saying, Houston, anytime Mal does Sean Connery, the Gypsy Chat, the Hillbillies. No, I'm sure I met the animal sex in the pet store. I'd forgotten all about that. It's amazing how much you forget about as well.
There's something been, but you would need to mine it all to remember all the characters. I've just got the Hillbillies tickled me pink for a while. I really thought that was fucking funny.
Hillbillies was good.
There's quite a few questions in here.
Is there?
Well, unless I'm recording tomorrow.
Where are you putting this? On Patreon?
All right, this is maybe an old one posted on 2nd of January. Somebody's asked, Liam Johnson asks, is darts a sports or a game? Did we cover that?
We covered that, aye. We covered that.
Did we? Right, these must be old ones then. Oh, man. Very good, very nice.
That's made me laugh at us. That's made me laugh big time. What were the things I already talked about?
I can't find the one where you're reading. What about the Celebrity Square Go? We're going to. Sometimes I think when you get cajoled into doing something, you can't really fucking. I can't remember what was the suggested fight.
It was Sturgeon and Boris.
Sturgeon and Boris, aye.
Well, we'll keep that for the end. Keep that for the end.
Right.
I'm not
okay.
done yet.
The end of this episode. Right. Aye.
There was something I was going to ask you. Right. So I was watching. I was watching a documentary. Is it a documentary? Like a docu-series, right? It's called Ugly Delicious, and it's basically about old fannies that are still delicious. So it's the guy David Chan, American chef, and it's a cooking show, right? I've got a kind of travel show, cooking show, and he picks different food in it and then kind of talks about them. So one's barbecue, one's fried chicken, and it's a bit. I've watched them loads. Right? I love them. I've maybe watched them about fucking 7 times, and it is a bit kind of. it's a bit arty and it's a bit pretentious and it's a bit up its own arse, right? But there's one of the episodes where the episode is called Fried Rice, and it's talking about Chinese food and kind of Asian food and different things, and the evolution of Asian food and Western culture and different stuff. And their whole take on it is like American Chinese food isn't really Chinese food, British Chinese food isn't really Chinese food, which we know, which is fine.
Same with Mace, isn't it? It's just watered down for the Western palate.
Exactly. But then they are very like, they're very up their own arse about it and all. Like, there's a woman on it who's giving it like, you know, people who only eat like General Tso's chicken and fucking chicken balls and chow mein and all that, and they don't know what real food is. And I have to laugh when people say, "Oh, I really like Chinese food." And I'm going, "Listen, you fucking cow." That's most people's entrance into it. And also because I was thinking, like, when I first started eating curries, I never realized like what Indian food actually is until you get a bit older, and then you know you get more educated and you learn about it. But the difference seems to be the Indian culture's like, listen, do you like that stuff? Well, why don't you try this? And, you know, we don't actually have tikka masala here. We've got this thing called butter chicken, and it's a bit similar. And it starts you off, whereas it feels as if the Chinese culture's all closed off. And the other problem is a lot of the stuff they eat, mate, is fucking mental. So he's eating this thing, sea cucumber, right? And he has to spit it out. Can he eat it? So I'm going,
it's horrible.
Aye, because they have this, like we have textures. So like we have like hot, cold, spicy. We have like crunch, so like fried foods. Like a lot of Western foods fried. That's why we like crunchy foods. Whereas China has like this gristle and slime. So they have this different texture food, which is like deliberately meant to be like slimy or gloopy or chewy. And for us in the West, we can't eat it because it's like.
But they love that.
But they love it because they take something that's completely inedible and make it edible by this long process. So they are appreciating the process rather than appreciating flavor. So we'll eat something and it's delicious, whereas they'll eat something and it's stinking, but they'll go, "Oh, that's great because it's taken some great master 200 years to make it." Whereas we'd be like, "I don't give a fuck, it's still stinking." So he's eating these things called deer tendons, right? So it's the tendon of a deer's foot, completely inedible. It takes like 4 days or something like to prepare it. They've got to boil them and braise them, and just to get to the point where you can actually eat it. And he's chewing this and chewing this. Can he get it? Can he break it up? Can he swallow it? And he spits out and he's like, "I'm so sorry, I just can't." And then the woman who's the expert says, "It took me 6 years to get to the point where I could actually eat that. That's how long it took me." And I'm going, how can you persevere
Put
with something
yourselves through that
for 6 years, right? So it got me thinking. He eats this thing called a 100-year-old egg, which is basically an egg that's been fermented for 100 years. So take the egg, crack it open, and mate, it looks like tea. It's the color of tea. It's like jelly. You can see through it. The yolk, when he cuts out the yolk, is like fucking blue. And he eats it. He's almost spewing. He's like, it smells like ammonia, like cat piss. And they're all like, "Yes, but there's a delicacy." And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm thinking, surely this is just something that they give to people as a piss take, like a tourist. Doing like, "Yeah, you never been here, you never had a
fucking eat this much.
Aye, you never had a 100-year egg, fucking eat that." I'm thinking, we don't have...
not do that. They've got shit like that stuff where they eat fermented fucking eggs and mad shit like that.
But we don't have anything like that in Scotland, do we? Because I'm trying
when
to
you're
think,
young,
like,
it's like things like peas and cauliflower and carrots.
I know, but like, say your mate.
Took me 12 years to eat that.
Say you've got a mate from like, say you've got a mate in Beijing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he comes over to stay in the wee furs, right?
I'm not racist. I've got a mate in Beijing.
And then you're like, but we don't have something like that you could give somebody where they would go, "That is disgusting." You're like, "Aye, but it's a delicacy here." We don't have anything like that.
Mentally, we've got the haggis.
But then,
haggis and what I'm eating, that's all fucking sheep sticks.
Mate, see if you
it's
said
really nice, mate.
See if you said to a Chinese person, "You want to try haggis?" And they're like, "What is it?"
Oh,
like,
no.
"Sheep's arseholes, fucking sheep's dicks, sheep's nipples." I'm like, "Arseholes, dicks, and nipples." That's my favourite dinner. They'd lap that up.
Keep that with a nice wee bit of rice.
But again, what I mean is when you eat haggis, at least it tastes amazing.
Aye, nice. But then to your palate, what I was going to say, what I do like about that, I watched some Japanese thing, and it was how, let's say, like a tempura guy who's all his life he's just studied tempura.
Aye.
I want to go to that kind of shit and just sit, because it's fried food sticking on the boxes for me, right? But all that, I get all the drama, all the fucking production of making whatever the fuck he's frying.
Mate, because we want...
I get caught up in all that.
Yakitori. That's what we want.
What's that?
Which is the tiny wee barbecue.
Oh,
So
I've done that. I've done that.
They get this thing called, I think it's biltong or bilton. So it's like big, long bits of charcoal because it keeps a regular temperature, and it's these wee tiny barbecues that they cook inside it. So everything's on sticks. So you just get these wee sticks of meat. You're like, Phoom. But again,
Mate,
even that,
I did that when I was in Japan. But again, just too much.
Banned. Too much fucking bad boys in your ears.
They took us out, and again, just know you're appreciating it. It was probably some mega, because this is like fucking the record labels taking us out. Some mega wee place, and it was you sat down, and you in the middle of the table was like a wee mini barbecue, and everything was on sticks, and you just came over with the meat, and you cooked it yourself.
That might be a Korean barbecue.
And I was like, "They get beer in here, mate. You get any tenants?"
Mate, have you got a Mars bar, my man? Here, I got a Mars bar for it. No? Okay.
These men have studied doing this all their lives, and they, it takes 14 years to prepare. They get tenants. So what beers you got to tap, mate?
None of that Tsingtao pish, mate. You've only got Tsingtao. Right, stick a fucking shot of vodka in it or something, man. It's just,
and the process was from my great grandfather to his father to me. And what you got to tap, mate?
But also, mate, there's a bit of that that's just bullshit as well. You're spending the first 2 years of your training just watching the master prepare the fish. So for 2 years, he's doing fuck all. Get him peeling potatoes, do something.
Aye. But then they've invented like the mukbang and bukkake and all that. So it's way... that's where that get invented, is it?
I don't know if bukkake is for Japan. I think so. Mukbang is.
The name it.
Must be.
The name.
Aye. Do you know? I think there's a party that went. See if you go to some place like sushi or the yakitori, right? And the guy's giving it for 16 years. All I do is I prepare the yakitori. I think there's a bit of you that buys into the bullshit of it all.
Aye. Because you're there want fed.
Aye, but also you're like, fucking 16 years, this cunt's been slaving a wee tiny bits of chicken, man. No fucking way. And then when you eat it, that bullshit story's in your mind. So you're probably going to go, this is the greatest piece of chicken. When in reality, I imagine it's just a bit of chicken. It's probably, it's great, but it's still just, how good can it be?
Here's the thing, right? And I keep going back to this all the time, right? There was a group of us ran about, and I was friendly with a couple of lasses, Chinese lasses, and every now and again, they would, if they were in my house, one of them would make something to eat, right? And I'm not talking about a big dinner. I'm just talking about a snack, right? No, I'm serious. And I remember once, she's also looked in my fridge. There's fuck all there, right? Pure pot and no living. And there was a fucking broccoli.
A what?
And she made, but just a big fucking broccoli head.
What's that broccoli? It's not got a K in it.
Broccoli? What? Broccoli?
A broccoli?
What did I say?
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
It's not got a K in
it. Broccoli. What is it? Broccoli.
Broccoli.
That's what I'm saying. Broccoli.
You're saying brock.
Right. The fucking thing that looks like Hulk's pubes. Right. A broccoli.
She's like, Malaka, can I use that broccoli? Hulk's pubes, fucking man. And then, don't know what you're going to do with that.
God's a fuck. So she just basically fried that with, fuck knows what it was, right? Anyway, and it was just like, and I remember laughing, going, what the fuck you doing? She went, no, it's a really nice, and I swear to God, to this day, it's probably one of the best broccolis I've had. And it's basically fried in a wok, maybe with the sauce. No, like the what's the sauce? I'm looking at the black vinegar stuff that they'll use earlier.
Soy
sauce. That's it. Just with soy sauce fried. It was amazing.
What's that bad black vinegar muck use lot fucking use? I would love you to be like on Desert Island Disc or something like that. This week it is drawn by rave legend icon DJ MC Malaka Lee. Malaka, you're on Desert Island. Will you just tell us about your favourite meal? Right, well, what it is, this fucking wee bing bong lassie. This wee bing bong lassie made this broccoli once. You know that?
What's that fuck?
That black vinegar muck they always put on it.
Lots like a tramp sweat. What?
You know when you come in for fives and you're in your socks out, that's a pure black vinegar smell. It was like that, right? And I was like, fuck you, man. What the broccoli that was?
But I swear to God, it was fucking dynamite.
And they're doing all right.
That's the boy who's on the chef's table that I keep telling you to watch. Ivan, what is it? Ivan Ramen is the name of his restaurant, but I can't remember his surname. And he's talking about how, so he's like a famous ramen chef in Japan, but he's a Jewish American guy. And he was talking about he got a job in a Chinese restaurant or a Japanese restaurant when he was young, and he went in and they could see like he just came from school, whatever, and he was starving. And the boys like to him, I'll make you something to eat. And he got boiled rice. He put the seaweed powder, so it's like green powder, on top of it, and then cracked a fucking raw egg into the rice. And he's like, what the fuck? And he went, oh, you stir it, you eat it, you stir it. So he's pure stirring it, and then started eating it. And then he's like, and that's when I understood that Japanese food's fucking stinking. No, he's like, that's not understood. Like, he understood.
And I wish that I posted no chips with that fucking muck.
And then once I ate that, they raped me. But he's saying he's talking about like the different flavors of salt and all this shit in his palate, and then how he starts to make ramen. So do you know why his ramen was so famous? Because he's from a Jewish background. So he's Jewish penicillin, chicken soup. So he takes chicken fat, which is called smokes in the Jewish community, and he adds chicken fat into his ramen broth. So it made it this pure, incredible, beautiful ramen. And all the wee Japs are like, what the fuck's in this, my man? He's like, pure Jewish penicillin.
It's Jew ramen, my man.
Pure jamming, 2 bowls of jamming, mate.
Just like,
chicken fat. That's why, see, when you make like,
no, if we go to the gold oil of the world and all that, and we own all the record companies and that, I want to get on the ramen business. So it's all about Jew ramen.
Mate, sounds like a fucking rapper. Yo, man,
I don't know why I didn't call it jamming.
Jew ramen.
Yeah, there's money in ramen, mate. Pure
what is the ramen again? Is that just like the kind of soupy stuff?
You know, it comes in a big bowl, so it's like a broth.
Aye.
With noodles, and then it has usually
like
a bit of protein, like pork belly or chicken. But again, that's still like regional as well. And ramen, the reason why ramen's cool is because it's the newest food thing, so it's less than 100 years old. Because all the Japanese food's all like yakitori and like sushi masters. That's all thousands of years old. Whereas ramen's like the new thing.
Ramen body.
And you get like the half egg and all that, you know.
I do a bowl of ramen then, man.
I like
katsu curries and that as well. See, I could be you could be naming things. It's a waka chaka pookies and all that, and I'd just feel, oh, what's that taste like?
I mean, again, that just adds to all the bollocks. Do you know what I mean?
How good would that be if you opened up a restaurant and just made up the names and tilt cunts that sort of ancient job?
Eat it. It's got a samurai sword in my throat.
What's that, mate? Waka paka puku.
14 virgins fanny lips I made that way. Or something sliced off with a samurai sword. They jumped up down the splits and I just fucking whisked that sword right off my back. Cut her lips clean off. Gently barbecued them. Gave me a bowl of ramen. Fanny ramen.
We fanning? 2 bowls of famine, my man. Are you back to the jamming famine? Jamming famine, my man.
What's one of the strangest things that you've ever ate?
A cock.
One of the strangest things I've ever eaten. Probably like it would be awful, but like chicken hearts or something like that. Chicken hearts was, but again, that's for the Brazilian barbecue places. I'm trying to think if there's anything like really weird that I've eaten. But I don't think so. I think like everything I eat for pleasure. Food's my only vice. You know what I mean?
If I'm fine for it, I'm eating something I like.
Exactly.
No messing about.
I probably like awful like chicken. I mean, the first time I had like liver, and I've had like lung and shark and kangaroo.
Mind that restaurant in Glasgow? It served all like kangaroo and fucking. My brother used to think he was fucking Rabbit the Jungle. He'd go up there every now and again, think it was great. He could eat all these dishes.
It was pish.
I ate a fucking shark the other day there.
It was again. It was a great idea because it just rents people for money. Remember, you had to put it in the wee bowls. So you had to make your own hang up, and then he would go
Aye,
and
there's a
cook
wee
it.
shit portion.
Aye, and you get it back, and you'd be like, "This is great," and everything just tasted like spicy tomato sauce because you had to put a sauce on it all. It was all shite, mate. Anyway, it didn't last long.
The first time I ate shark was shark fin soup that I got at a Chinese, of all places, and it was only because where I was working at the time, they gave you a budget of X amount a day for food. So we used to just, at lunchtime, we would just go to a Chinese restaurant and just order shit we'd never tried before. Because we weren't paying for it.
It's quite exotic for a couple of boys for Ayrshire.
I just wanted shark fin. I tried seaweed that time, shark fin. Basically worked our way through the full menu.
We need to get some good suggestions for some hashtag review places.
Well, how we were joking about, or we were only joking, you were telling me about the Witherspoon thing. Sitting at a table
yes, we need
a
to
podcast.
Mate, I'd forgotten all about that. I need to write that
a hero get in touch with me and said his mate's the manager of
no way
a Witherspoon, and he could sort it right out for us.
Right, well, we need to make that happen.
So I don't want to say who it is in case he gets into trouble, but the hero out there knows, friend of the show, he can possibly sort it out for us, and he's came good on a few things for us already.
We'll take that offline. Yeah, let's discuss that offline. Yeah, 10-4.
But listen, I get excited about that. But we've got the hashtag live show coming up, so that's the big blowout. Then we can do the Witherspoons episode, because that'll be a cracker.
Were we talking about that on the Heroes one? Or we just
like, if you're at a Witherspoon, somebody can send you a drink, and that's the thing.
But I mean, were we just talking about this between us, or were we talking about it on the podcast?
I don't know if it was on a show. No, it must have been on a show, because they listened to the show and they messaged me saying, I can sort that out if you're doing it.
That's gonna be good, man. Right. Anything else you want to talk about, or are we going to this square goal?
No, I don't want to bring the mood down, because I've just had shite after shite happening.
I know you've had, mate. Honestly, I don't know if your house is on like some ancient Indian burial ground or something, but your luck has been awful, man. May I suggest that you actually start maybe employing, a respectable tradesman instead of getting the rave team up to do a patch job?
Well, listen to this, man.
See, for the money you have spent on repairs, you could have built a new house.
Oh, mate. Fucking hell. Insurance. And I wasn't included for fixing the water, the bus pipe, right? On a thing I was wanting to charge insurance. I needed to get a scaffolding fixed outside. I got a quote for scaffolding, $3,000. I nearly fucking fell off my chair.
You're like, I'm not buying the scaffolding.
Exactly.
Up.
I got it all sorted. So then fixed that leak last night. Just fixed it. My mate sorted his right out. Geezer, big shout out to the geese. And then Maria's fucking shouted this morning. We've got another leak in our garden for the water supplies our house. So I'm going to have to dig up the garden, man. It's like fucking, I actually said last night, well, that's good that's sorted. And then fucking boom, there you go. Fucking Scottish Power rock up because your power's fucked. And then you get a leak in your water supply. Fucking lucky like Heather for we had COVID, man. Telling you.
Mate.
I've had enough.
You are cursed. That house is cursed.
It's an Indian burial ground.
And saying that right, I don't know how Indians ended up here, right?
Well,
so it might be like an old Indian restaurant.
It's time for that.
Burnt it down.
It's time for that wife to get back to work and bring in some more money. That's what I'm sorry, love. You wanted to move here. It's time to start winning some bread.
It's time to start fucking
moving on.
Earning your keep. Right, let's do this.
I'm
square
not
goal.
happy guy.
Nicola Sturgeon, Boris Johnson.
Boris the liar. Yeah.
Boris the liar. Nicola the protector.
Do you know, apparently he has got 9 kids to 5 different women.
Absolute shagger.
Boris is a fucking breeder. Google that. Because I heard it on the radio and I went, no fucking way. And the guy stopped a woman talking and saying, well, that's speculative. And she went, no, that's fact. And that's kind of facts I like. Somebody just tells you it's a fact.
They don't know exactly how many Waynes he's got because he's got harness Waynes.
No, I'm just going to type in the new. How? I can't even see my. How many children does Boris Johnson have? Here we go, Scott.
Yep.
So it's a hot search already. How many children does Boris Johnson have? Right.
According to this, he's got 7. Called
Aye, how many wives? He's that daft he doesn't even know when to pull out. I'll just come. And when she tells me she's pregnant in 10 months' time, I'll deny it.
Do you know the worrying thing I see his wife?
No one told me your cum can make a woman pregnant.
The current wife is only 33 years of age. That's like my missus married to Boris Johnson. That's what is going on in her head, man.
He's a dirty lying cunt.
How does that see all this fucking chat about like Boris Johnson? How is nobody speaking about this woman? What is wrong with her that she's actually looking at Boris Johnson and going, do you know what? I want to have your wings, man. I fucking fancy the ass off you. What is wrong with that woman? No, you
Mojo,
tell me
get your Bobby inside me.
She's only there for money. There's no other reason why she's there.
Well, how does a guy like him get a bird in the first place?
Money.
It's through money and power. That's what he's doing the job for.
He's 57 years old. She's shagging nearly
Boris Johnson's 57.
57, mate.
How many kids does Boris Johnson have? Right.
Well, according to Google, he's got 7, but you're saying he's
7,
9,
including Lara.
Aye,
so
7.
It's came out now. He's got 9, but nine wains to 5 women. How's the cunt get money for a start? Is it all money he's coming for? He's coming for though.
He's his whole family. They're loaded.
What a fucking buffoon. Do you reckon here's the thing? Do you reckon he's going to get kicked out?
I don't know. I don't think he will.
Do you think he's just changed the mindset of politics now and they're all lying, dirty fucking cunts and no they can get away with it?
I'm getting really annoyed by the whole thing because I'm like, it's making it as if they're the only ones having parties. And I guarantee you, mate, there's people who on the other side, and again, Mal, do you know what? I honestly don't care. I really don't care. And I know people will be like, I know it's bad and you should care and they're lying to us. I don't care because there's far more important things in my life. And also, like I have said number of times, I know people, friends of mine who are on my Facebook who during lockdown, the first lockdown, when we were all terrified to go anywhere, they had house parties, they had people over their house, they had fucking family over. I had one person posting a video jokingly and then somebody commented, you better take that down, mate, in case you get any bother. Videotaping these mums sneaking out their house under the cover of darkness to go back to her house. All sorts of shit. People coming in their gardens when there are no many. Even I done it. I never did anybody in the house, but you were only meant to go out for 1 hour a day. I was taking the dog out for walks. I was going out. I mean, this whole idea that every single person in Britain is following the rules. The worrying thing to know is your fucking gas and electricity price is through the roof. Come April, every single council in Scotland and England now has the authority to raise council tax. So in April, your council tax is going through the fucking roof. The cost of living is increasing. Inflation is at the highest rate since the early 90s. But what are we all angry about? We're angry because the Tories had parties at Christmas. It is fucking insanity, mate. Insanity. People are all in uproar and going, isn't it great what the young people are doing? Because I don't know if you saw it, that flash mob. There was like 40 guys or 40 women, 40 people outside town down the street dressed as Boris Johnson having a pretend rave in the street. That's great. How about somebody goes and protests the fucking outside Scottish Power? How about we talk about the fucking cost of living? Nobody seems to be concerned about that. Aye, but mate, they were having drinks in the garden.
Aye, but these are the cunts who are making the rules and just breaking. You know, that's the. I agree with everything you've just said there. Apart from the problem is these are the cunts that have apparently made the rules,
right?
Are breaking the rules.
But also remember, we live in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
This is the other thing. There is literally nothing that we can do. There's nothing we can do, mate.
No, I mean, that's politics. There's nothing any cunt can do with politics because it's all a lot of shite.
Mate, England can vote not to have the Tories, but I guarantee you what will happen.
But Tories or whoever's in, it's all the same.
Well, at least give it a fucking chance. No, I mean, at least give it a chance. But all that will happen is Boris Johnson will probably get a vote of no confidence. He'll have to resign. Some other dick will come in. It'll be the exact same. And everybody will keep going. The Tories are terrible.
And Labour will get shot. The Tories are the same bullshit with him.
Labour will never get a shot.
They will. See all this piss it's making the Labour's going, we've got a chance here, boys. We've got a chance, we'll come back in.
Mal,
Tony Blair,
See, as long as you and I are alive, Mal, we will always live under a Conservative government. Always. I
don't think so.
Mate, 100%. Because do you know what? See, when you go to England, all that happens is the fucking Daily Mail will run, coming up to another election, the Daily Mail will run stories about fucking people coming over in boats and people getting murdered, this, that, and next thing. And then somebody will go in and go, boom, Tories. They vote them every single time. They'll never not vote Tory. So
does your
all this bullshit,
working class guys see them as like, as if Tories are like the school teachers or the educated, and they kind of know what's best, so we'll just let them crack on with it because they're toffs and that's what they move about in.
Do you know what? I don't know. I think that, see, because everything that happened under Labour way, like Corbyn and the kind of whole extreme leftist movement, I think that has turned the working class, like old school kind of Labour, like what is the fucking thing? The unionists,
the general consensus,
like the union parties. No, I think that's turned them against Labour with this whole. Listen, my pronouns are fucking Count Dracula and Purple 7, and I just want to think that we should all move to a plant-based diet. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? I'm fucking working a 12-hour shift in a garage. Do you know what I mean? I'm knocking my pan in, mate. I'm coming home covered in oil. And
I want fags, booze, and fry-ups.
Aye. Do you know what I want, mate? I want a 40 deck, a fucking Chinese on a Friday night, and be able to turn my heating on whenever I'm called. That's all I want. But
and
you
if
need to know,
my cards right,
if you don't use someone's correct pronouns, that is a physical threat of violence against them. What the fuck are you talking about, wee man? I'm freezing. I can't feed my wains. What the fuck are you talking about? Spadunk. No, I'm non-binary, and you must have just like, what planet are you living on, wee man? Who bought your clothes?
Right in a fat box.
Who paid for your clothes? My father. Exactly. Shut your dad had to go to work for that. Shut your mouth.
Your dad sits in the house drunk, calling everybody a Nazi.
Innit? They're probably the ultimate. Anyway.
I'm worried about the future generations. Because I honestly think the fucking world's fucked.
The future generations are gone online, cyberspace, the metaverse. I guarantee you, man. This is where they're escaping to, because the real world's going to be that fucking toxic, as in, can you look at that? You can't say that. That's racist. See that jacket you've got on? That's new racist.
Do you know a good friend, Efron Muscat, right? I listened to an interview with him the other day, and it's genuinely terrifying. He is a robot. Like, how the fuck people can't see that he's an alien's beyond me?
Same with the guy, fucking Zuckerberg. He looks like AI.
Like, you know how they were talking about how Muscat wants to build a colony on Mars?
Mm-hmm. He's doing it.
I know, but they're saying basically for us to be able to live on Mars, you have to warm the planet up, right? Apparently there is enough eco-structure within Mars that it could support life, but the planet itself has to be raised by a couple of degrees. So the guys asked him, how do you do that? And he went, well, there's a easy way and a hard way. And he went, well, what's the easy way? And he said, like, you know that way when he talks and he says things that are mental, but he has no expression. As if, like,
you just see his brain computing it all.
But as if like he doesn't understand sarcasm, like he doesn't understand what he's saying is mental. So the guy says to him, what's the quick way to heat up Mars? And he said, you simultaneously, so at the same time, drop a nuclear bomb on both poles, the northern pole and the southern pole of Mars. You drop a nuclear bomb on it. And the guy who's interviewing just went, no, really? And he went, yeah, you drop a nuclear bomb. And then said nothing. And the guy's just like, what the fuck?
And what does that do? Kickstart the fucking atmosphere or something?
Warms the planet up or something. Even if that's how you do it, see, even if people go, how do you warm Mars up? How do you heat a planet up so you can grow fucking carrots on it?
Right. You take the lust of planet Earth and you fucking just nuke
two fucking Hiroshima bombs, right? And you drop it on it. Well, you go, well, you can't say that. Whatever happens, do not say that. That's fucking mental. First thing it says, drop 2 bombs, mate, on the poles. And I'm watching it going, this guy's going to kill us all. And the cunt's worth like $300 billion.
I'd like to see him, Mark Zuckerberg guy, the two of them just face to face talking about shit.
I'm actually starting to really like Bezos the last couple of months because he's the only one out of all of them that's went, do you know what? Fuck it. Get rid of these shares. Isn't he involved in Amazon anymore?
Is he no?
No, he's not. I think he's still got shares in it, but he's nothing to do with the day-to-day running.
But you know, it's a bit mad how he's fucking done that rocket thing and then gave everybody an environmental speech. And you're going, mate, what?
I know,
what?
but that's
Obviously,
because
it was off the planet when he said that.
But that's because, remember, he never got the contract for NASA. The contract went to Muscat. That's why he's chucked it. So, but he's panned on that.
He's Bezos has chucked the space race part on it.
Aye, because so both of them were building rockets to basically say to NASA, we can do this program for cheaper, but
And
we
better.
need $1.5 billion contract for NASA. So NASA gave the contract to Muscat instead of giving it to Bezos.
Ah, okay.
And then Bezos went, you know what? Fuck it. Chuck the lot of it.
Me and the
Fill
boys
my-
have went up for a fucking bevy up in space.
Fill my arse with steroids and get me a fucking dirty whore. And now he's just going out partying with this mad dog
Aye.
and looking
Gone
like
to
the Rock.
Vegas and just.
Have you seen the
slaughtering
size of him?
virgins.
Mate, he's
Who,
fucking,
Bezos?
mate, he's ripped. Google the new. Google.
No
mate,
way. How can he be? He's just a wee guy.
Mate, his arse is full of steroids.
Steroids?
Bezos' arse is like a pincushion. Look at a picture
Beautiful,
of him.
man.
There's
My name
one
is
of him
Jeff.
on
It's
the
getting
back
dark now, I
of
can't
on the
even read my
back
keyboard.
of there's one of them on the back of one of these fucking cruise ships, these like $1 million super yachts, and the mad bird's just rubbing all the tan into his chest. He's a fucking
Yes.
machine. He's an
I'd watch
absolute
that. I'd
machine.
watch- Well, he looks like a young Gary Little.
He's bigger than Gary.
Stick a beard on him. I wouldn't say he's ribbed, mate. I don't.
You're not looking at the right pictures then.
Well, when you look at early pictures, man, he just looks like a pure geek. Now you look at him now, and he looks like a bit of a Star Trek character.
He's a mate compared to what he was like when he was, a couple of years ago. He was a wee fucking skinny mini. Now he's absolutely roided right up.
I've not seen him for a while. I've not. How would you like it? Is there any ones with pictures of him with Scott? What?
What's wrong with you, mate?
Anyway, listen,
Imagine having that kind of money, but imagine being
That-
worth like a couple of $100 billion.
how does
it
that
must
even
be-
happen?
It must be in like there literally must be another world that they live in that we don't
Of
even
course
know
there is.
exists.
And well, listen to this. You got me watching Succession, right? Which I'm nearly finished season 2 and fucking super hooked and loving it, right?
What did I say to you? What did I say to
Mate,
you? You told me it was
I'm-
shite.
I know,
After
I'm
2
saying-
episodes, you're like, I can't get into this, Gibbo. I don't understand it. And I'm like, I
No.
told you.
I was like 3 or 4 deep, and I went, when's the penny drop that I go, I'm in. And I'm going, I just hate all these cunts. But then that's the show.
But
You're
mate,
watching
how
these
good
cunts.
is it? And how much
Those ones I like.
are you not sitting going, like, Steve Almon's just fucking in charge of this film, man? I'd be
Aye.
fucking shooting that cunt, shoot that cunt.
But what I was going to say to you is, what it does show you is, no matter how much money you've got, it's almost like a fucking curse. When you get into the crazy wealth, it's a fucking, it's a noose around your neck. It's like an expensive noose around your neck. It's like a velvet or a gold noose around your neck. But
It's when
It's
they
just
start doing
torture.
stuff like, you got to the bit where he's trying to buy that other company.
Aye, so I'm just coming up to the end of season 2, so don't give me any spoilers. He's
Right.
basically, the family's basically trying to get the Pierce family on board,
That's
and
it.
it fell on its arse.
Right, but see that bit where he's like 25 billion, 30 billion, and you're like, it's just say numbers, man. Like it's not
Well,
even real.
I googled how many millions in a billion just to get it into my head, because I was going, I was loving how they were just firing out. No, he went 22 billion,
Aye.
and she's went, and he went 24. No, something 22.5 or something like that. And then he just went like, look, I don't want to wait about 25. And
Aye.
I went, I actually paused it and I went, Maria, how many millions in a billion? And I'm going, I think it's 1,000. And
But
she's
you-
going, no, I'm going, I think it's 100. That's what it is, but it's 1,000 million and a billion. Is that right?
Aye,
It is.
1,000 million is a billion, aye.
Right. He just offered, I know it's fantasy, but that shit goes on.
25,000
25
million.
25,000 million to buy a company. Now, that alone, that's where your power is. If you can fling shit like that about, that's how he's fucking getting them to play all the mad games and flinging sausages at them, because they're just wanting a piece of that, aren't they? And I tell you what, I know, I can definitely. So, what's his name? Adam McKay and Will Ferrell are the executive producers on that show.
Yep.
Do you not think that I can see the humour in it? Their humour in it, especially with the guy Tom.
No, but he's just a producer. He's not a writer on it. Will Ferrell, he just gave money for it. He's
Well,
nothing to do with it.
I think
other
the,
than,
the way they're putting it together, I can see their humour in it. Especially with, see, one of my favourite scenes was, so the character Greg, who's the kind of young new buck to it all, right? Who's a fuckwit. And then he's palled up with Tom, right? And Greg was like, listen, if I just like to move on. He's like, what, you're leaving me? You're breaking up with me? He goes, no, I just want to work maybe somewhere else. And he goes, look, I could maybe use, and then he told him, I'll get these documents that I use. And he went, are you asking me if you can blackmail me? He's like, you fucking slimy bastard. You fucking piece of shit.
But he's dead happy. He's like, yes, go you, man. That's how it's done.
It's like he was disgusted that he was blackmailing him, chuffed that he was blackmailing him, as if he'd like nurtured him into this fucking.
As if now like one of us.
Caught him. And he's finally crossing out to them. And I was just going, that is such. I see you know your blackmail well.
Get your hand off my penis.
You sir, are you ready to accept my limp penis?
I've got these documents that are yes.
Yes.
I see you know your judo well.
There's the Ultra Frequency album that I've just finished. There's a line in it where I say, yes. And every time. I should have went, you know your judo well. It's a fucking
That can be the remix. That can be the succulent Chinese meal remix.
Get your hands up.
How good is fucking Succession, man? It is absolutely
It's fucking amazing. So I've got maybe 1-2 episodes to finish season 2. And I like the guy. Know who's really surprised me on it? I like the Kendall character, right? I think that's great acting. But the young Macaulay Culkin's young brother is a phenomenal actor. But then I question myself and I think, is he that good because that's kind of how he is? Because that's how I'd imagine.
I know.
He is.
There's part of me that thinks he just turns up on set and there's no script for him. He just talks.
Aye.
But it's another one who
train wreck.
Aye, but you love him as well.
Aye. And I think he could. This could be his launch board to go into do some solid acting roles and become a brilliant. Because he's no often do a child actor shake off the shackles of like child fame. With Succession, he's blew his past out the water. He's like a fucking bona fide, serious, hard hitting actor now. I think.
He's good, man. It's just a great show.
Is he playing himself? That's the thing, innit?
No enough pumping in it, but it's no off nasty that. But I did think there would be 1 or 2.
There should have been a couple of more wee raunchy scenes in it. No, that none of the cover stuff. It's a good enough show to show you bush.
Full frontal male nudity.
Aye, and maybe even like if they want even a male arse with maybe a wee set of testicles.
A right big hairy hoop on my screen on a big 70-inch monitor.
Even things like the way the corner who's Bird's a call girl and the relationship they've got and how she's siphoning him for their money and he's trying to keep her, and it's fucking. I love it how it's so many levels to it.
It's also mad how that's probably like that'll be real. Like they'll just
there's shit going on like that. You know it.
Oh, aye. Mate, it's another world. It's a literal other world.
That's what I mean. When you watch that show, that's what I'm asking myself. You go like that. See, some cunt come in and fucking spoke to me like that, I'd be like, get yourself to fuck, you cunt. But then see when you're in the multi-millions and you want a piece of that and you're that kind of animal being in about the other animals, you're eating shit for them.
Oh, aye. I mean, mate, you're barking like a dog and getting a sausage for it.
It's fucking insane, isn't it?
10 richest people in the world. I think Elon Musk is number 1.
No.
Aye, Elon Musk.
Is the richest man in the world.
Net worth $269 billion, which I think is higher.
Is he rich on like the fucking sheiks and all that?
Oh, mate, they are. Bezos is number 2. Bernard Arnault is number 3. It's the French guy. 164 billion. Bill Gates, number 4. Larry Page, number 5. Who the fuck's Larry Page? Oh, that's Google on it.
Matt stuck to Matt just at the top 10 now.
He's Google, 48. Number 6, Zuckerberg's only 37. No, this must be an old thing. He's not 37. 124 billion. Number 7, Malak Ali, DGMC.
Good.
Worth 106 billion. Warren Buffett, 91-year-old. Larry Ellison.
You need to watch me say that part, because at one of your gigs, a guy came up to me and he went, "You got a house in Australia, aye?" And I went, "What?"
We've never said you've got a house in Australia.
Well, know where it stemmed from? we were doing an episode and my camera was upside down and I said something like, I'm in Australia. So he's obviously listened to the audio show and went, fuck's sake, Mal's recording for Australia. He must have a house in Australia.
Private jets, mate. Private jets out there. Fucking, here we fucking go.
Listen to this. Jeff Bezos bought the most expensive property in LA with 0.1% of his net worth, which means if you make $60,000 a year, it's like spending $75 in a house.
Oh my God.
We try to get head around that. It's fucking mad.
Mate, forget Bezos. I can't even get my head around the fact that my grandpa bought his house for like fucking $2,500.
Aye, back in the day when it was selling it for a song.
But also think about that. Like, think of within our generation, right? Well, your generation, because I'm obviously the generation after you.
You're the youngest. You're the youngest.
I'm a young whippersnapper. But see, when like you were young, when you were a kid, the likelihood is that one person in the family could have went out. So like your dad would have worked and your dad's wage would have supported a family of 4.
The Murphy, they like the darts and drink too much, so we the fuck, Scott.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like within a short period of time, 30, 40 years, which is not a long period in the scale of things, you know, we have gone from effectively one salary, which would be the average salary for the UK, supporting a household of 4, to now at the point where
a household of 4's got a job.
Both parents are working and I've got to have a side hustle. Mate, you know, you mentioned something the other day, right? And it's stuck in my mind and it keeps playing over and over again. And I get angry because I'm angry that, one, your nonsense is in my mind now, right? See, when you're talking about that civilization has existed 3 or 4 times over and we've all wiped ourselves out and started again, that is in my mind.
Because you're thinking it could be possible.
No, because you know what I'm thinking about?
We get to the digital age, and then somebody resets it.
I'm thinking about that podcast I listened to by the guy who's an Egyptologist, and he's basically talking about ancient Egypt and the pyramids and the sphinxes and how it is almost impossible for those pyramids and the sphinxes to be built by man. And that keeps playing in my mind.
There you go. And then I can't actually articulate what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean.
But I'm thinking like we're just another version of the game.
Yes.
At one point we were living in the desert, building pyramids, the aliens came down, built sphinxes and fucking bish bash bosh. And now at this point we're out working and we're fucking, you know, we've got jobs, we're doing stuff, we're learning about technology's advancing. And think how quickly it advances. When I was young, we didn't even have a mobile phone. And now we've got this. I can sit here and talk into a camera in a fucking garage in the middle of Scottish countryside, talking to you, sitting in the middle of, we can upload it, people can listen.
It's mental.
And then what? We're going to get to is it going to get to the point where Elon Musk's ship lands on Mars and he cooks up some broccoli and that fucking black vinegar muck, and then bang, the planet resets and we start again?
Might be. But look at this. My generation never had computers. We were the last generation that could come into the planet with no technology. I've watched, or no, not just me personally, my generation's watched technology grow. For like computers being on films to then home computers, technology expanding, mobile phones, internets, flip for nothing. You've come into it with computers.
A little bit, aye. But mate, what about this, right? What about if the whole point in the game, right? Listen, Mal, here, whole point in the game, right? See, when we were young, everything was paper-based. Every record's written on paper. Photographs printed out. Everybody printed their photographs out, right? Time goes on. Technology goes on. Paper hardly exists now. You get electronic bills. Companies don't want to send you paper bills. People don't print their photographs as much anymore, right? See, in another 10 years, because of climate change and everything else, you will not get any post. Post will not exist anymore. Everything will be electronic, right? Nobody will be able to print photographs anymore. Everything will be digital. Send it up in the cloud so you don't lose it. So we're effectively erasing our own past.
That's what I'm fucking trying to tell you, and you tell me it's bullshit.
Mate, we're erasing our own past. Right?
Is that a joke? You saying what I said to you as a laugh?
Nothing physically exists, Mal. Right? Everything, and then the machines shut us down.
And it's fucking year dot, and there's no proof that we've done it before.
No, because we've wiped it all out, mate.
Exactly. You're taking the piss, because that's what I said to you and you laughed at me. But I'm telling you, that is my thoughts exactly.
They're trying to wipe us out, Mal.
We get to a certain level, everything's digital. There's nothing to tie us to the past.
Right, and then it restarts again, right? And people are like, here, what fucking time is it? And then like, people are born in the desert and all that, and then we find religion again, and we just start all over again. And then like, in 1,000 years' time, people find like a bit of gold or something like there's gold in their house, and it's just us, mate.
Let me say this to you, right?
Talk to me
when
about
you
that.
think about it.
Yep.
Back then, at the dawn of time or whatever, religion was the internet.
Exactly, mate.
As in, that was the technology that controlled us all. Mate. The put the fear in us to have basically control.
It's like the BBC. Mate. No, this would be better if we were on MDMA.
Exactly, DMT.
If we were DMT'd up, coked out our box. This is why we need to do a special Heroes Only episode in Ross's caravan, full of booze, full of gear, and turn the fucking mics on.
I don't think I could ever. No, actually, I could. I would happily be you and Ross's company again when the 2 years are absolutely fucking out your fucking minds.
Aye, but you need it as well this time because there's nothing worse than just you sitting watching, giggling like a wee lassie.
Well, I don't mind hurting myself with the drink, but I will no longer hurt myself with chemicals. But that, I think we should tell somebody about that not long ago. The part between you and Ross, and I was
can't
just
even remember any. I just remember you laughing in the corner.
Oh, mate.
That's when I was telling Ross he was the Scottish Adele.
Aye.
And I was dead
right in the forum and all that.
Look, mate.
Mucker, look at me in the eyes, my man.
Amazing, man. Amazing.
I mean, I don't know how you're the Scottish Adele.
And Ross is like,
do you think so?
We need to get away in his caravan. The free man. Absolutely, I'm not.
February the 6th, #live. That'll be close to that. The madness always prevails.
Mate, it's not the same at #live because I am fucking shattered after the #live shows because I have got to tether you like an emotional ball for 4 hours. Well, whereas you come in, turn the decks on and you go, that's me working, and then it's fucking party time.
What are you talking about, Scott?
Every time we're literally just about to walk upstairs.
What? Have you got things to talk about? Let's talk about how the Egyptians are the real, mate, and it's all in the Matrix.
We need to get props and all that now for all the things that we put off.
Oh, that could be next week's production meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Before it. Right, are we doing this square go?
I'm fucking exhausted. I've been promising it for a while. You lead the charge and I'll...
Okay.
Nicola Sturgeon and Boris.
Nicola Sturgeon,
not coming
Boris
from the same backgrounds.
No. First of all, there's got to be something on the table. Sturgeon would want a fight.
Leader of the new world.
This is for Scottish independence.
It's for
her to take it to a vote.
The ruler of the United Kingdom. And then she'll get her independence.
Okay. So I'm thinking neutral ground. I think an arena, 100,000 new arena is built at Gretna Green.
Aye, because it can't be Hampden and it can't be fucking...
Can't be Wembley.
Wembley.
Right, so right on the border, 50,000 seats in Scotland, 50,000 seats in England.
Or did he go like fucking Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier and go out to Africa? Did he go to like maybe Dublin?
Up to Shetlands? Isle of Man?
No, because that's... There's a Highland clearances, blah, blah. They'd maybe need to go to... would they go to...
But the UK must own... No, how like France has got an island somewhere and it's like, you go to like little France.
Falklands. They go to the Falklands.
Right, Falklands, right. And fucking... What's his face? The old Burns victim is the referee, right? Celebrity ref. Oh, fucking Simon Weston, that's it. Right, he's a celebrity ref. Right, good clean fight.
Every day I count my blessings.
Every day's amazing. Good clean fight, nothing below the waist. Right, Simon Weston's the celebrity ref in the Falklands. 100,000 expats over there, gone mad. So Sturgeon, even though it's been requested that she goes for something a little sexy, isn't having it. She's gone out in like a kind of Running Man style, single colour, blue, with a saltire on the back, and a bit of trim jumpsuit.
I like the old 70s kind of aerobic suits.
Aye, like kind of sprayed on latex, right? So you can just see the pierced nipple through the fucking right, just to let you know that she's a wee bit. She's
a laser on the
naughty.
side.
Aye. When you get her alone in the room, man, that fucking short bob does some damage.
A wee bottle of bucky and a fucking. She's a rug muncher.
Boris Johnson's just there in his suit, just takes the tie off, nothing else. He's no dressed up for it. He's came straight from Westminster.
Aye.
Takes the jacket off and undoes, rolls the sleeves up. That's him.
And he just keeps his slip-on shoes on.
Aye, and he's dancing in the corner, man. He's getting it fucking all this, carry on. And then it begins. Round one, they meet in the middle, and it's just an almighty scramash.
Here's the thing I know. You're kind of secretly thinking, everybody who's listening's going, we fucking Jimmy Cranky's got this in the bag. She's going to rip him a new one.
Aye.
But Boris is a dirty cunt who's grew up in public schools fighting for his life to either bum folk or stop folk for bumming him.
Aye,
so he knows a dirty trick or two.
Bum a bum, mate. Aye.
He knows a dirty trick or two.
He's got a bottle of that Chinese black vinegar in his pocket ready to launch it in her eyeballs, man. He holds barred.
A fucking pocket full of pubes or something like it just blows them in her face.
Now here's the thing as well, right? Obviously, I want Sturgeon to win. But see, at the same time, Mal, see for the last 2 years that we've been through, I want her to get hurt a wee bit. I want her to feel what we felt for the last 2 years.
I want it to go quite long because only two of them can hurt each other.
Oh, aye. I want I want 12 rounds out of this. I want 12 rounds. Boris to really work the body, man. To really, a couple of times, even the doctors, the medics are pulled into it to look at the two of them because they might stop it.
I think Sturgeon's come up. She's quick on her feet. She's in about it, running rings around him. But he's getting a few big fucking just dirty punches. No, he's biting and all that. He's doing anything. No,
see, I think Sturgeon would be fast, speed,
aye,
moving, right? She's trying to wear him down, and Johnson's just trying to lay up the haymaker. He's trying to do like a Deontay Wilder. He's just got this one big killer punch that he keeps trying to land, and he can't get it. So they're just kind of nipping away at each other. But every
what was the walk-on music? But we forgot that. That's important.
Well, Sturgeon's Proclaimers.
Aye. What 500 miles?
500 miles, aye.
Or is it no run rigs?
Loch Lomond.
Fucking what's it? Loch Lomond. Hey, you take the high road and she's just fucking getting like that. No, she's cool. She's no, just maybe a wee wave.
People, hunters are men, big buff guys, right? 50 of them with kilts, no taps on, just carrying down this a massive haggis. Right, his run rig place, this giant haggis is brought down into the arena. Sturgeon emerges through the haggis as like a fucking big thistle costume, big Scottish thistle, mate, and then it's whipped off to reveal the skin tight latex suit with a pierced nipple, and that's how ready to go.
What's Bojo's fucking tune on? It's something you wouldn't think. It's no like it's nothing like that. It's just something right.
Ave Maria.
And he's just like kissing Wayne's heads and that walking down.
No, he's got a Hunter fucking choir boys with the arses cut out the back of their tunics.
Did you say, does he just roll his sleeves up in the shirt, or does he get the shirt halfways? Right.
Takes the suit jacket off, launches the tie into the audience. Bird's gone mad for it. I
think he's got a wee cheeky tattoo. A British bulldog or Tweety Pie or so. A drunk one a night out.
Bulldog rolls his sleeves up. Just got a bulldog in his forearm. He kisses the bulldog.
He goes like, get the collar out, gets the collar out. Look at
that. Showing it after camera. Turns round, bows to the Queen, because the Queen's there watching. She bows down, then fucking gets tore in. Do you know what I mean?
The Queen's not really caring who's winning, does she? She's just like fucking hates it.
Technically, she doesn't want to lose Scotland. Do you know what I mean? And she probably wants to keep her house, because the likelihood is if Sturgeon gets it, she's chucking her out of the house. So she's probably the Queen's probably on the side of Boris Johnson.
Aye. Why? She's invested in it.
Aye. And then Nicola Sturgeon turns around to like our Queen, and it's just Jackie Bird sitting there, just nods to Jackie Bird. Jackie Bird just does like a fucking finish him.
Is she Jackie Bird? Does she do the number kids? Just walking about raging
with that fucking saggy old arse walking around the ring. I think it's getting dirty. It's doing on the mat.
They're rolling about. You know, there's like he's biting into her fanny lump or her tits or something.
No. See, I'm keeping it boxing. You're going
when it's going down that way, he's just gone dirty. You know, like see stuff like not having to do like the cuddles. He's fucking in biting her ear, biting her anything to hurt. She's leather and blood.
Do you know what the thing is, mate?
Bites in that.
I'm letting my emotions cloud the way I call this. Because normally I would come in and say, Sturgeon comes out, absolute power attack. But then I'm Boris Johnson's a fit man for his age. He's still running, like you say, mate. That private school education. He's had to fight his whole life.
His bum would be bummed.
There's a bit of power in that upper body strength. You know, he could get a couple of knocks in there.
As well.
I think this might go to points.
He's got to be hard on when he's doing it.
Oh, it might go to points.
He's getting turned on with this. I'm going
to say split decision, and it's a draw. I'm going to give it a draw.
No.
But here's the thing: I'm only saying that because I've had 2 years of utter shite because of COVID, and I blame Sturgeon for a lot of it. So this is what's clouded my judgment. I want her to win, and she will win, but I want her to get fucking scalped a wee bit.
I'm thinking you're thinking she's going to win, and it's just that it comes down to the draw and the points, and Boris
Johnson takes it.
The fucking skin his teeth, and they're all like, "Rah!" Like it's a victory, and you're just like, again, everybody feels cheated by this cunt.
It's like
he's lied. He's lied about it all.
It's like Rocky, Ivan Drago in it. When Ivan Drago wins the fight, but Rocky wins the hearts and minds of the Russian soldiers.
Oh, the Russians like Rocky, Rocky. I love the American. Bring me tights, wrangle jeans. Rocky.
Dan tights, Rocco. Dan tights, my man.
I think Sturgeon's battered beyond belief, as in career-ending battle in this game. She's like Apollo Creed full. You know,
doesn't know who she is, where she is.
Fucked. Aye, no. Total. Muhammad Ali,
shouting the ball
kind of stuff. Aye. She's on the aye. She's for Irving.
Get Rennie in here. Rennie.
She's for Irving, so she talks more rough slang than me, right? So she's like fucking, and it comes up at the end, you know, just the points, and they just say if you'd like to say something before we actually give you the final. What is it they say? The final
decision.
For who's the winner? Decision. And you want to say she'll be like, right, I'll tell you what the fucking is, right? You don't know me. And I'm sick of it, right? I'm a lesbian, right? But I've just tried all my life. I fought my way through school, never had any money, penny to penny, and I go here, and I just wanted to beat him for us all. You might not like me, but I still wanted to beat him for us all. And just gives us for the heart speech. There's got everybody silence. Also, there's subtitles for the English.
Aye. But the subtitles
full,
just say,
heartfelt.
We hate England.
Aye. Haggis. Hate England. Haggis. Blue Lagoon.
And what's Boris saying?
Very good, very nice.
Very good, very nice. Almost.
That's it. That's all I have to say. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. Maybe Boris would just say, if you let me win, I'll tell you how many wins I've got.
Aye. No, his 9 wins are down the front. Come on, Daddy.
Come on, Pops. Show that scallywag.
He's old. His dad's there and all. His dad's in the corner. His dad's giving him the towel and the fucking bucket.
Right, so who are you saying's winning this?
I'm saying it go, you know, and I'm even upset with saying this, but this is how it goes down. It goes all the way to the 12th round and it goes on points. And Johnson wins it by like a fucking ball here. Like total, and even if you didn't like Sturgeon, you're thinking she's won it. But for some, maybe he's rigged the vote. Maybe he's got folk on the points. Maybe he's got into the judges. And that's the harsh reality. A liar even beats the odds. And like I say, I'm not happy saying that.
I don't want to say it, but I think if we're being honest, and it's Boris Johnson versus Sturgeon, and I know holds barred, I think Boris Johnson takes it. I'm not saying
just cheekily at the end, just big points. It's not any knockout. It's nothing. It's right to the wire.
I think he knocks it out.
You do want to see some right good fucking.
I think we've built this up as like Sturgeon's a pure scrapper, man. She's mental, man. Scottish bird with a short hair and all that.
What about the hair?
She
Just
stabbed her, man. She stabbed her, man, a few times. And I think that Boris Johnson's going to commit in the first, sleeves up, bulldog spirit, turns to the Queen. This is for you, ma'am. And he turns around, he comes out, he just takes punch, absorb, and then he goes body shot, uppercut, left hook, and then down with a right, and Sturgeon's out, man. Broken
and
jaw.
She's getting all the wee punches, but it's just rubbling against his belly.
That's what I'm saying.
He's taking it.
He's taking it, man. It's like nothing. It's like rain hitting off a horse's back. Nothing.
She's maybe getting a couple in the face that's helping.
Mate, she's hitting him everywhere. Chest,
she's up to jump
stomach,
up to hit him in the face.
Right in the face, man. He just takes one right in the chops, bang, bang.
I think the gloves come off.
You're telling me Boris Johnson has to be punched in the face by a woman many times over the year? Nothing, mate. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Every time he tries to get her right.
The hardest thing in that fight would be for Boris Johnson not to start laughing. That would be the hardest thing, man.
No, I think she's got to get her
fully powered up, and she cracks him right in the jaw, and he just fucking knocks it off. And then he sees he's like, "Is that it?" And then he just goes in, mate. A couple of combinations, body shot, just a few jabs to keep it at distance. She's absorbing it, but it's wearing her down. She's back out of the corner. And then Boris Johnson knows she feels the rope against her shoulder, so she tries to combat it because she knows she's in the corner. And as she throws that right, there's a little bit less speed in it because she's wearing down, and he just fades in into the side of the ribs, across the face, uppercut, bag, and it's just a combination. And she's down, man.
Left
and then,
right tit.
Aye, Simon Weston's in. He's starting like 1, 2. His nose falls off. 3. Oh fuck, well, 4. She's just twitching, man. Game over. Johnson goes back in. He doesn't even wait for the decision. Tie back on, suit Jake, out the ropes, and then him and the Queen just walk off.
And his hair's just the same as it started.
Nothing's moved. Nothing. Straight back to a party.
He's got probably a serious meeting with delegates from all the world. He's not even fucking sorted the hair out. Nothing.
Straight back to a party.
Blood in it.
10 down the street. Comes out the fucking helicopter, and they're all having a big fucking rave in the garden.
They're all at the back of down the street and that with the carrot and everything.
Fucking
Satellite.
Mark Sherry's on the decks, a big Union Jack behind him. Raving it up. In fact, no, that would be the stipulation. If Boris Johnson wins, Joe Deacon's doing the rave party.
He's probably booked for the fucking one that we're doing through lockdown. Flying him in.
He was doing a live feed for fucking Switzerland.
Hey, how mad would that be if you did get into footage and it was like fucking mad one of 1994 live streams and it was fucking old Joe banging it out? And they're all, oh yes, I love these Scots. These know how to party.
I bet you if you found out who was doing like over the years, who's done like Tory Conservative dinners and stuff like that, I bet it's like people like Moby and fucking Coldplay and all these people who bang on about, the left wing, but they'll take the cash.
Fucking right, they will. So back to the game to finish it off. You're now saying Johnson's.
I'm saying Boris Johnson
knocked it out.
Takes it out in the first round.
With
a lethal, precise combination of body shots followed up by powerful blows to the chops, and he knocks her down, man. And she's broken jaw, dislocated eye socket, twitching, bleeding for the ears, and a hell of a mess.
Well, I'm still sticking with it. Goes all the way to the wire and its own points, and he just gets it. And if you're listening, you disagree with us, post in the comments fucking what you're calling it.
I know.
Because that's celebrity going to go for you. We might not always agree. It might not be as clear cut as what you would think.
It's the joy of live fighting, mate.
I'm thinking when Nicola's getting the shit kicked out of her, the guy's about to throw in the fucking towel and all that, and he's just about to do it, and somebody just goes, stops it, because they go, it's time for these cunts to get beat up. Let it be. Let it happen.
I think it's like fucking Swinney goes to throw the towel in and just stop like that. No. She needs to feel
That's who's the trainer, isn't it?
She needs to feel her pain.
Smito. It's Smito.
No, what's that? It's Mary Black. Goes to throw the towel and Mary Black's like, no, let her die on her feet.
She's a
If I
tough
could
lesbian.
bleed every day from this day to that, do not throw that towel in.
You're right, honourable gentlemen. Do not throw that towel in.
If I was commentating, I'd be like, Nicola Sturgeon here, and I need to fade my mic. I'd be like, fucking smack her back up. She's really coming back because I wanted to feel the pain that we feel.
Aye. Joe Rogan's on the side doing it. Oh my God, are you seeing this? That's some combo.
His commentary is amazing because he has just landed that job by being in the right place at the right time. Because the two guys next to him, the commentators, he just sits in the middle and goes, "Oh my God, oh my God." That's it, and gets paid a fortune.
What a monster.
Oh my God. Oh
But he
my
does
God.
know he's part of it, doesn't he?
He knows he's fucking kung flus, he's kung flungs.
There's a thing. I've stopped kind of listening to Rogan. I've drifted away from it.
I don't listen.
He's new out of touch because he's a multi-million billion scrillionaire. He's
not out of touch, man. But to be fair to him, the level of content, man. I mean, you're talking sometimes there's like 2-3 episodes a week. I only listen to the ones where I'm interested to hear the person talk.
like who's the guest is.
Aye. That's when I listened to that Egyptologist one, who was amazing. I've listened to a couple of ones before, but a guy who worked in the mRNA vaccine was talking all about COVID. That was really interesting as well. If there's a couple of comics on it that I like, I'll listen to them. But I kind of dip into the ones that I think would be quite interesting to listen to. Some of them are really good, man.
I see you've not painted that wall.
I mean, I've no time, man. I'm running off my feet.
It looks good, but then I noticed the wee lines. It looks like a cover.
I was talking to a boy doing B&Q, you know.
Well, I just brother the brush, yeah. The brush.
I'm hanging about doing a couple of 2x5s and joisting up the back hang. He's telling me, see, because unless I get heaters in here to dry the paint, what I need to do is it masonry paint, paint for outdoors to paint the wall, and then it'll dry no streaky because it's designed for the cold. I was like,
aye.
Okay. I says, how much is that paint the old outdoor stuff? And he's like, £38. I went, I'll be back, my man. Fuck you, mate. That's unbelievable.
Where's the sales on, my man?
£38 for what? A litre? Fuck shit, mate.
It's a masonry paint that I use. It's the white stuff, the brilliant white stuff. And I actually use it in my toilets because even like the steam in your toilet and all that.
I'm not painting it white.
The dung smell and that.
I need a car one blue.
No, you can get all greys. You can get greys in that and whatnot.
I mean, a wee grey might be nice, aye. Anyway, that's a job for another day, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of the name of the fucking paint, but I can't remember.
We need to wrap this one up because what we're looking at, a good, this has been a good 2-hour episode here. If you're a hero, although if you're a council scumbag, you've missed all this great chat.
Did we just put this out for everybody?
Oh, maybe episode 160.
Just as a thank you.
Why not?
And it's also quicker to
edit, you know. Hello there, Alexa. Hello, Alexa. Right. Hashtag live February 6th. Get your tickets. HashtagShow.co.uk. I go to see tickets. Come and see Mal January 29th in Glasgow. Come and see me January 29th in Greenock at the Beacon Arts Centre. Tour dates and ticket links are on my website, bigstockgibson.com or malakalee.com. Go and do it. Check it out. All the best. Thank you.
Take care, guys. And post what you think happened in the Squid Go. Hey, if you're upset with that, I'm walking away upset with it as well, but that's how it is, you know.
Also, I have thoroughly enjoyed reminiscing of old bits. So if there are any classic moments from past episodes that you enjoyed, please do get in touch because I generally can't remember half of them. So
I'd like to know the episode number so I could scout through it and have a listen to them again.
I want to go back. I want to listen to Beirut one again. I need to try and find that.
Don't know what episode that is.
No idea. No idea, mate.
It's one of 100 of them anyway.
Mate, it's one of them in there. It's in there somewhere.
Because of that, that's what I've started doing in the descriptions is try to write down a couple of things that we're talking to. So if we ever are looking back, they're in the descriptions.
I think the Beirut one will be in there somewhere. Like in the description. I've got to let you know.
See, there's one episode, let's see, years ago when I was out on my bike and I listened to that because it was a Stone Roses album. It was the music for it. That's how I remembered it.
Right.
And I was fair chuckling at that. So it might be that.
No, I don't think we played any music in the last 100 episodes though.
Aye, we did.
Did we?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Anyway, enjoy, subscribe, patreon.com/hashtag shows. Best way to support the show. Become a hero for only £4 a month. Fucking pennies. Absolute pennies. £1 a week. And you can enjoy lots of extra content. So do that. Stay safe. And we'll speak to you all next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Can I just say as well, we know that January's a hard month and we do appreciate people still staying on with their Patreon and all that.
Hugely
appreciate it. Fucking 5 weeker and it's a shit.
It's an absolute stinking month. Stinking month. So thank you to all the heroes. We love you all. And we'll see you on February 6th and we'll speak to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
hashtagshow.co.uk.